say one. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Kobold League Season 4. We're having... You're going to be joined by me, Artana, and Anti today. We're going to be watching this mid-division matchup between Four Anchors and a Felon and Money Talks. I spoke to a couple of the Money Talks guys before the game. They're not too happy about their placement in the mid-division, but they mean business. Four Anchors and a Felon, on the other hand, have so far not won a single game, and this could be the complete crash out for them. What do you make of this game, Antti?
Well, we're already a couple picks into the draft here, and what I'm seeing is there's a Drow Ranger on one side, and then there's an Ogre Magi randomly on Four Anchors and a Felon. I think the Money Talks draft here is shaping up to be more like what I'd expect to see in a higher level draft. I wait with bated breath for the next few picks for the Poor Anchors and their singular Felon.
Oh, Underlord is picked.
Have they picked this specifically for you? I think they might have thought about it a little bit, right?
I'd be thinking about it.
You have that kind of influence on the lobby.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I will say that Drow is one of Lev's most played heroes. So it's obviously an easy comfort pick. That and PA, two of their favorite heroes, but I think Drow in general in this patch is just like a free kind of pick. I know when we've played our games, we have not been wanting to play up against a Drow. Or well, I haven't, because I hate that you just press Q on that hero.
Yeah, this Spectre is one of the few heroes that is good against it though, and it has got through here to the later phase. So I know I said I was waiting for this Four Anchors draft to kind of shape up into something real, and this Spectre pick could be the pivotal point for it. I'm not sure how good the lane is into an Underlord. It might be a little difficult here for a Spectre, but we'll see if they can remedy that.
Yeah, if I was this Underlord, I would simply be stopping the Spectre from doing anything, and I don't care about no Ogre Magi. If that's, if Ogre Magi is going to be playing 5 alongside that Spectre, I don't care. But obviously things can shape differently as the draft goes on. Tony.
Yeah, most likely a mid Tiny here.
Let's have a look. I'll say as well, Spectre is one of Housefly's most played as well. I think like a basically 2/3 win rate on that hero across like nearly 200 games. So another comfort pick that seems pretty good to me. What stats do I have about this Tiny? I've actually not seen any. I guess it's X-Gen Wars who plays the mid for Four Anchors, right?
I couldn't tell you, I'm afraid.
Maybe they're just like so confident whatever they play. They're just like, yeah, give me Tiny. That's me when I'm in the lobby with my team.
I only know a couple facts about X-Gen Wars, and they were brought to my attention by you about 10 minutes ago.
What were they good facts? Oh, it was the fact that like most of the team facts for Four Anchors say about X-Gen Wars, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Four Anchors and a Felon seem to love to hate on their X-Gen Wars player here.
Yeah. Their highest MMR player as well, I guess.
At least they're punching up, right?
Yeah. I think in general, Four Anchors and a Felon, higher MMR team, but it doesn't always mean that it's going to go well. I mean, Money Talks weren't the highest in division last year. And maybe they've just got something about them. Maybe their captain is just gives unbelievable team talks, and they're always in there. Maybe they've got a coach that's in the draft with them. Who
Yeah, I think
knows?
unfortunately for them, Corey is currently playing in the Sweat Div, so
Oh no.
shenanigans will be quite hard to pull off here for money talks. But I mean, the coaching that he's given them seems to be working. They've played pretty well across the season for a team that is in the lower bracket here. I believe this is an elimination match. Is that right?
Yeah, so this is they lost they won against Dogs Right, and then faced to go off against Team High. Kind of touched on that in the blog. Um, and they've ended up going down into the lower bracket. Four Anchors and a Felon lost all of their group games. Lost in upper bracket round one to get enrolled every game, and now we're here in the lower bracket. So this is elimination. One of these teams is going home with nothing. Um, and I've got to say, just from what I've seen of Four Anchors, it could well be them. But you know, anything could happen, and they are still at, like I said earlier, like a higher MMR team. So if they can pull it together, who knows?
Money talks do pick up the vengeful spirit. We know this has been a bit of a controversial pick for them previously.
Oh no, this was the famous incident, right?
Yeah, I believe they misclicked Venge in one of their games and had to play it on carry. Not really an
Yeah.
option here when you've got a Drow Ranger, but it will be a support position Venge.
Okay. Looks like the Queen of Pain picked out for Nova. I mean, it again, one of his most played heroes. No doubt he's super comfortable playing on this hero. I've not seen him play it in a bit, but you know, it's I'm sure he'll be as comfortable as ever on a mid hero like that.
Yeah, it can't be any worse than Rob Mistquap.
Yeah. So just thinking about what I guess Money Talks are going to be thinking around their draft. I think really, I don't know, Darkseer for the last pick. Okay, pretty good. I guess the long game, although they both have strong scaling later game carries like Drow and Spectre, I do kind of see Four Anchors draft going a bit longer. I don't particularly like the amount of magic you rely on from some of the Underlord and Quap. Although I will say across the mid lane as you're getting that Drow ready, I think this draft is one that could end the game a lot quicker. I don't know whether you agree with that, but
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
I'm also thinking about the lanes first and foremost here. I think Spectre just might not have a game to begin with, regardless of how late it goes. Like, laning into this Underlord with potentially this Ogre Magi as the pos 5 seems pretty hard. Maybe
yeah.
they
If
can
this
pull it
Underlord
off,
has been
but
watching my replays, then the Spectre won't have a game.
that's true, that's true. On the other
But if
hand,
not,
they do have the Darkseer, so if Bryn can do some wave cutting shenanigans potentially in this off lane for them, they can maybe out farm the Drow, but it does mean the Drow's going to be basically untouched, unthreatened in a lane. So that's kind of two cores on the side lanes already up here. And then as for the mid matchup, I mean, it's Queen of Pain tends to do pretty well, but Zeus, I mean, he's just a guy. He just farms his Axe timing and hopes for the best, right?
Gonzo's, what is Gonzo?
You're gonna have to look that up in your own time. I'm afraid that's not appropriate for the stream.
Okay, understood. Okay, yeah, I guess what do Money Talks have to do here to stop the spec? the Spectre just like getting on top of um the Drow and just ruining any kind of like the physical damage coming off of Money Talk's side. Because if you're on top of that Drow with a Spectre and a Tiny, you're very quickly going to see them just disappear.
Uh, well, you know, one is don't let the Spectre get enough farm to threaten the Drought by winning the lane, and two is you've still got an Underlord. If they jump the Drought, I'm assuming no trades we'd be building into auras this game can just pop the pit on top of the Drought, and if the Spectre jumps in, she's trapped there. You know, you're trapped in with me, not the other way around.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
I do think it's an uphill battle here for the 4 anchors draft, but we'll see how it plays out. You know, anything can happen in these games, really.
The beauty of the mid division. Both teams
For
happy
sure.
to just take their runes themselves. Moving. Ready? What's going on? Some weird shenanigans mid. Oh no.
No weird
Everyone's slowly
shenanigans,
moving
just some
into
body
the-
blocking. It looks like
Yeah.
Nova has come off ahead on that.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Oh dear.
Team Money does find a courier. Just wandering around the top lane. It looks like these melee heroes are kind of just doing their best, but into this double range lane, you've got double melee, you've got a tiny pos 4. This Darkseer is going to have a rough time of it.
Venge is a ranged melee as well.
Okay,
Very
we'll
fun.
count it. Well, you want to count this as 2.5 up here?
Yeah, yeah.
Alright, we'll count it as 2.5. I would like to see Lev pressing some frost arrows at some
Yeah.
point.
It's the freedom of the button. Yeah, I think I would also be doing the same and just like getting rid of this wave on the bottom with the Underlord and just taking control of this early. Could easily shove this in or let it pop back, or it's really theirs to control on this bottom lane.
Yeah, for now they've got
And
the Ogre Magi at level 1, probably his strongest timing against these two heroes, so he's going to do his best to body them off the wave here, but with a couple of levels, it's going to be pretty scary. Interestingly, what do you think about the tree grab level 1 here for the support Tiny?
I mean, if the Venge is going to insist on trading with them, I think it's fine. You take the tree, you just trade back. It's kind of worked for the first few levels, but you know, if they had more of a stun, maybe they could set something else up against this Drow, because right now the lane is pushed all the way towards.
Oh, I just moved my camera away, but Nova, he drops a
Just
blink
diving
scream.
right in.
Yeah, finds the
Yeah.
first blood.
Tower is under attack.
And now Zeus is going to lose some of that XP and gold underneath the tower. Yeah, I think, you know, the lane is in the right kind of spot for the Darkseer. And moving in and stunning out onto the Venge. They have got a lot of HP that they've just removed from her there. And it looks like this Darkseer is having a better time than initially thought.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm not surprised about how this has gone down in the bot lane, though. They do find the kill onto the Ogre Magi.
Yeah, I think this bottom lane is really going to struggle. I think what they need to do is just pull support, getting it underneath the tower for the Spectre. It's not like they can use their spells together and they can get some damage off, but right now the
try.
Ogre is just they're moving out onto the Rubik, but they're lifting. They're going to get rooted again on the Spectre. The Ogre is still committing hard onto this, and it's not paying off just in the end.
He might get him with the damage over time there, but it's only level 1, I believe, so I think Rubik's likely to live. Top lane Venge is not likely to live.
And now the Drow is going to be in some trouble as well. Oh, with the toss off, and she's got a big stick, but she's still coming up low. Gets the tree grab and hits it. Oh, and that's now why we've got the tree grab. Mark's sending it, and he's going to hit the tower as well. No, he's not.
I actually can't believe this lane's going like this. In my mind, I can't comprehend how they're doing this. I think Lev's not pressing enough frost arrows. and
Yeah.
I don't know how they're able to play the wave without getting harassed away by the double range.
Radiant's middle tower
At least
Maybe he's
like
not
at
used
the
to it.
level 1 timing. Now that they've got the tiny spells up, I suppose there's space for the tiny to do some toss back shenanigans. They can do double iron shell now, but I mean, you've got the gust, you've got the stun from Venge. I don't think it should be going this poorly here.
No. What's the current leveling of the Drow? What does she put points into?
She's level 4, hasn't just now takes a point in the gust.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's just gonna be if she's gonna play in these forward positions and not just the thing is she needs to really make sure their HP is low enough that they can't skirmish with her. That it gets to the point where it's almost an even. If they're gonna go onto her, they're seeing it's sort of a similar level of HP because the amount of burst they can do, they don't care if she's just gonna like pop one kind of frost wave onto them.
For sure, Spectre fan in the bot lane.
Yeah, nice stun to save up our Spectre. Opting to get the Urn of Shadows early makes sense if they are going to, commit some of the Spectral onto fighting around the top lane earlier on. I don't think they're going to find themselves in a situation where they can kind of catch the Quap mid. It looks like, Nova's hit that 6 before the Zeus. They're going to find it really tough to catch the Quap in a good enough position. And here comes out, Gust just catching the Tiny in time before the tossback came out. And now the Drow still tossed in, but they will see the Tiny fall.
Look how easy that was, Alice. Why weren't they doing that earlier?
I don't know.
Bot lane.
So now onto the Underlord is going to get down the fire. Oh, it's slowly chipping away at the Spectre, but she just manages to walk away just on the edge of it. If the Underlord had placed it just in a smart position, maybe it would have survived. Oh, and Nova
Yeah, gets another
sending it
solo
out
kill.
with a scream underneath the mid tower.
Radiant's middle
The double damage rune and the sonic wave's enough to get the solo kill onto the Zeus.
Tasty stuff. Okay, it looks like Lev is, getting some decent farm out of that top lane. Although we are seeing the Spectre is probably going to start struggling a little bit more. The amount of magic damage coming from the Underlord, just accompanied with the pit. They'll need to just get this underneath, get it in a place where she can farm safely.
Yeah, I think going into the early mid-game timing for 4 anchors, they're going to run into another problem where their tiny needs to be the one effectively solo playing the ganks, I think. They've got the Spectre and the Zeus to follow up, but Mark here is going to need to be the initiating force for their global attack strategy.
Yeah, I think you're right on that, because if the Underlord is left in a position where they can respond to whatever happens from the Spectre, if the Spectre tried to go first, then you're always going to be able to position yourself well. Here, they're forcing it underneath the tower again, and they've zapped him, and the zap and the fire is enough to kill under that. They will get the Rubik dead as response, but Housefly's not going to be happy with that at all.
I think you're pretty happy as to Rubik even to die there. Completely out of mana, completely out of health. Just get a full reset, come back in.
Yeah, happy to come back and press his spells, and they stun out onto the Darkseer, and Gust as well. He doesn't have chance to get his boost off. Oh, the Venge is going to die in response, and this Drow does get a double kill in the end.
But bot lane.
Easy. Too easy.
The mid laners both, dropping their ults in quick succession. XGen needs the kills a bit more than Nova does at this point to catch up.
Is that 2 levels ahead now on the mid lane Quap?
It's level 9 to level 7, you're right.
I think what's important for this Zeus, though, is they've got the level 6. They've been active enough to kind of help out on that fight already. They just need to find themselves settling into the game a bit, make it so that they can get some of that farm, but They don't need to be as involved in moving around the map maybe as much as like Nova does to make use of that impact that he's built up.
Yeah, although I would suggest Nova, because of the side lanes he's got, maybe doesn't even need to feel forced to move around. It does
Yeah, I
feel
don't
like they've
think
got 3 winning lanes here, and the networks are reflecting it.
I don't think he'll feel forced as much. Oh, going up onto the Spectre again, going to drop the Pit and the Firestorm. The Venture's joined. Coming out in, they got the stun off, and the Spectre is falling low again. The Rubik finishing them off. They're going to keep walking. They think they can attack on the Ogre. I think it might be a step too far.
I don't know, this guy's looking
Rubik is
pretty
there.
dead.
Brought him back. That's another stun out, and the Pit will be ready in a minute, but the Firestorm is probably going to be enough. Just pulling out that insane amount of damage. The Ogre definitely should have been looking somewhere different there. Darkseer moving around, trying to farm some of these lanes a bit
Underlord
more
ult.
efficiently. The Underlord is coming out. The Venture's TP'd in, stunned out onto the Tiny. We've got the Pit on the Tiny as well. The Darkseer is going to run away. Will they get in range? I don't think the Venture's going to be in range for the swap that they've just
Now
picked
it's
up.
a little deep.
Yeah. Desperately wants it. The Zeus is rotating top, and it looks like the Ogre's TP in there as well. They've swapped out the Zeus, and the Venge losing enough HP there from being dove in, but we're also going to see the loss of the Drow using the Speckle up onto the Rubik, and the Rubik's going to fall as well. That's going to be a very positive section of play from 4 anchors coming 4 heroes onto the top. Maybe our Underlord should have stuck around a bit longer.
I think I think this is looking solidly mid division.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I hide no longer.
No trades back to it, but he's a little low here.
Oh, yeah, Nova finding him,
Is under attack.
enjoying that delicious cookie on the side lane. Port enjoying your cookie, and Ogre Magi is going to try and escape through the portal, but I think it's definitely going to be a death. No,
I don't know if this
Magi's
Drow
get
arrow
through-
will.
Under attack.
It's not going to connect right. It's disjointed, but there's
It would
heroes
be
down there
enjoyable.
anyway, Alice.
Yeah. It would be enjoyable to see it hit across the map. Looks like
Yeah,
Lev is going straight into the Ag Scepter early.
I think it's
Sure.
traditional at the moment on Drow. It's kind of what you will tend to build up to. It allows you to nuke the wave with the
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
the multi-shot from afar and just insta-kill the wave, get your farm up even further.
Underlord is heading onto the mid. They're going to use the Pit onto the Zeus. We already got the swap out and the stun. Zeus is falling very low, but in reaction, the Tiny comes in with the Ogre. They both get a stun off, and now tossing the Ogre in towards the Rubik. He doesn't have the stun up yet. Rubik's very low. I think he is just going to get away with that one.
Did I hear him pop a salve while under a damage over time effect?
Yeah, I also
It's
heard that,
unfortunate.
yeah.
Levis, Nova's turned up, but he's also just low health for some reason.
Yeah, he's 20 seconds off his ulti as well. It's not like he can jump in and affect something if they try and do anything mid. And Zeus still has his ult up as well.
Yeah, with
Although-
the shield rune. But they're gonna force it, it looks like, with Team Money showing up.
Nova does have raindrops as well, so it's not like you can just get burst down instantly, but with the amount of stuns sitting around, I don't think it's the situation where she could kind of blink in, do any kind of sonic wave, and then get out, because you're just going to find yourself dead very quickly.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Stags finished on Drow, 13-minute timing, pretty great here.
I think it's just
Well,
going to be a
Lev.
continuous farm. The Strau's going to be very happy with the situation. The Spec wants the Radiance from this game and is committing towards it.
Yeah, Spectre
but-
net worth is not too bad. Actually higher than Underlord, which is a little surprising from how we saw the lanes turn out. 3 kills up on the Spectre may be contributing to that.
Yeah, I think the maneuverability around the map has just made it easy to slide back into the game. But at the same time, I would like to see this Underlord pressure this bottom tower more. I want to see this tower disappear by this point. If it's not disappeared. I want to see more commitment from 4 anchors onto the bottom to defend it. I don't think that like No Trades has to commit a lot from using a firestorm and just stopping the waves from being able to push towards their tower and stop them from taking this bottom tower. I thought they would have to do. I would like to have seen more committed towards it. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I think they'd have to rotate the Zeus to defend it if No Trade did just start sitting behind the tower. I don't think any of the other heroes really can contest him unless they bring 4, which potentially he's also just happy with that trade, considering he is called
Like
No
he-
Trades.
Yeah, like if you wanna kind of just like send it behind the tower, you want to pull your creeps up towards any of the camps, sure, do it, farm it out crazy. If they want to commit 4 heroes to try and kill the Underlord, who is sitting on 2k HP, by the way, then
Radiant's
by all
bottom
means
tower
do
is
it.
under attack.
He's gonna
And the
head.
effect of this is Spectre just gets to farm this safe jungle for a bit longer. As top,
Yeah,
they
and the
found
Spectre
Lev.
jumping up onto the Drow, but the Underlord is going to react. I think the Drow's going to go down before Underlord even has a chance, and he's going to say, "No, I'm not coming up there. I'll leave you to it."
Dire's top tower.
I mentioned about how they might need the Tiny to start setting up for these kills, but equally, Amethyst just walked up to Drow, gave the vision and the stun, and that's enough.
Yeah, I mean, it's.
Dire's top
I didn't want to say it earlier. I don't like the Axe first because of the risk that presents. I see on mid lane, the Tiny's going to get the stun off on both of them that are trying to commit, but the Sonic Wave is going to finish him off. The Zeus is here and is going to get the Rubik return. And the swap in, and the Zeus is low mana. Ogre's trying to do some things here, but the Zeus is going to go down. He's got a stun. Lev's going to continue to hit him. Nova diving up onto the high ground. He knows that the Ogre's silence is going to get the kill, but here comes Bryn, falling off the wall and pulling him in, and Nova's going to get away with the blink. And we are going to see, just from that Drow hit and the Wave of Terror, we're going to see the Darkseer go down as well.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, as we were kind of saying, I know the Drow Ags is kind of like meta, speeds up the farm and everything. It's just with the spec, it takes time for the Underlord to come through. The Drow is very squishy. If you find her with 1 hero and with the spec, then I think it'll just mean like we're gonna see the Drow fall basically. There's not going to be enough time for the team to do anything about it.
I think maybe she can just silence TP, but it's up in the
Skill
air.
issue.
Housefly still working towards the Radiance for now.
Yeah, he's just purchased up the Sacred Relic part of it. I think it's full commit, and honestly, if he gets it before like 18 minutes, I wouldn't even be that mad about it.
Well, I'm sure they're very happy to hear that. And Lanead with the Stolen Ion Shell actually is interesting. I kind of like to see him just putting that in creep camps on the enemy side of the map. Maybe still, again, playing towards the spot side with his Underlord at the moment.
Is under attack.
Yeah.
Just take away more farm, get more farm for himself, play efficiently. He is pushing out the midway for his team at least. But I feel like that's something Quap might want to have been cleaning up. Drow's even coming over. A lot of heroes that want farm in this area, and there's not even a mid tower here for them to take, so it seems a bit odd that they're grouping. They look for
Yeah,
some
I am happy
crazy
to
smoke.
see-
What's
I think
happening
Bench has
here?
got a smoke on her, but there's nothing else. I just don't think they know
Okay,
that they're under walled vision.
yeah, Lev's TP'd bot now, so also in a lane that's got a core sitting in it. What's actually the plan here?
Well, Radiant see the Rubik, solely the Rubik, but they will have seen them just kind of walk towards this direction. I know, like, Nova is kind of there. They've got the Underlord ult, who is, sitting next to the Drow.
Like the Tormentor's right, the next obvious objective here, but it doesn't really seem like they're making a move as a unit down towards it.
Yeah, I would also be happy to see, like,
I've always wanted to be a giant space crab.
I think Dire have a decent earlier rush lineup just from the Drow and the Venge. And before 20 minutes, it's kind of on their side of the map at the bottom. They have like control in that area anyway. So
It might
why
be,
not give it a go if you get the
yeah, it
kill?
might be doable. You know, they could sneak it here. To be fair, I think I'd like that if they were confident they had the damage for it. I think it's a little bit, you know, up in the air whether they do have the damage. But if Tom Cash comes down for it, maybe, you know, maybe I can see it.
Yeah.
Mark does have the blink finished up, but they haven't chosen to go for any kind of smoke play off of the timing here with it. He's just continuing to clean up, show on the waves top, reveal the blink.
I think I could say that they're perhaps even happy with that situation. That there's nothing really being forced too hard by Money Talks. They did kind of like group up and do nothing. Like if they're going to spend their time doing that, four rankers are probably just going to be like, you know what, fine, let my spec get Radiance, let's get him online, let's keep farming, getting Guardian Greaves on the Darkseer,
Yeah, look how sad
keep
this
my
drow
Zeus
is.
going back in the game.
The camp's just got farmed in front of your carry by these two bozos. Now Drow's going to hit a very dangerous wave instead, but at
Yeah.
least has the multi-shot and ags that we talked about before, so shoots it down from the fog.
Yeah, I mean, picture a situation where that Drow's going towards that wave, and then the
There's
Marcus
just
is
some
there with his
bozo,
toss.
yeah, some bozo Ogre Magi walks into her.
Yeah.
They are setting up for Housefly, potentially.
Oh, and they've got out the root on the spec and the flat fire coming down, but I think it's just going to be a reminder of who's in charge around the spot lane.
Yeah, that's
Going
not
to
fun.
TP back out.
It does have the ult
Oh, and now
though.
they smoke.
Okay, they're just to force the Spectre away from here. They're just going to try and kill whoever's next to show and defend the tower. No, they're Rubik's
Walking
hiding in some
away.
trees. Oh, he's ion shelling the camp from smoke. Brilliant. And no trades is sent off to push out the top wave. Okay.
Yeah, I
I
think
feel like Money Talks just spend like 2 to 3 minutes just walking around.
they're going to smoke up now because they've just seen the Drow fire the multi-shot from smoke, so they know that she's kind of sitting around this area. Mark's got the blink. She can't see them on this wave. If he spots her, oh no, we had time for the blink and he's not going to manage to get it, but the Zeus is going to ulti out, so we get some vision. The Spec's coming out and misses her Q. Mark's managed to blink in now, gets the avalanche off onto the Drow and tosses her up in the air. The Drow is going to fall. The Underlord has managed to coming out and getting
Huge
down,
scream.
but here comes, yeah, there's a huge scream. Bryn gets the wall down, but it's not going to be any use. Just catching the Underlord as the rest of Money Talks has already kind of fallen.
This was a guide of what not to do as Money Talks for the last 3 or so minutes, really.
Yeah.
Not accomplished much, and they might have given up the Tormentor here as they are likely to just TP all their heroes back in anyway, because this is an exit plan now for Anchors. They're happy with what they got. Some discipline. I can't believe it.
Yeah. Looks like Housefly has actually finished up that Radiance, opting to get the Manta as soon as possible. Obvious reasons why. Money Talks grouping up again around that
Yeah,
Tormentor.
surely now. No. Not
Tom Cash
interested.
is looking at it. I can hear him screaming at his team. He wants the Tormentor. The Drow is drawing on the map. She's not interested.
Yeah, it's slightly hard to believe how well this last fight actually went for 4 Anchors after Mark. Didn't quite find the blink, but Ogre now found.
Yeah. Getting the Ogre as he's de-warding. Just a quick Atos and Pit. See you later.
Okay, and maybe now that's firmly enough to get over to this Tormentor. They've secured their pick.
Dire's
There is
And
a
the Drow
secret
has joined
on
them.
the top lane, though. We're going to see that top tower taking a beating just from that. They are going to get out the Tormentor, it looks like. Shard going the way of Venge. Oh,
It's a nice try from the Zeus, but I suppose because they brought all their heroes, they spread the damage just enough that it doesn't hit.
yeah. The Rubik was looking low, but I don't think they were ever in any real danger.
Okay, some crazy
Um,
behavior here from Lev, but does have Nova to back him up. I believe Nova came through the gate here.
It's worth noting they lost nearly half the HP of that top tower just from, the siege group having to push in. Maybe some lane mismanagement on the side.
I mean,
of
it's
Money
just
Talks
the
there.
it's just the knock-on effects of grouping so much for the last 5 minutes. You know, all this moving around the map, not getting much done. Drow got a couple of waves, and then they get the Tormentor as well. I think if we take a peek at the graph, it's no, a little. This, we're on a 50-50 here for this game, Alice.
Yeah, I mean, I like the way it's going for the Spectre. I think the
Quap?
Drow. I mean,
What the?
okay, big scream of pain out on two of the heroes though. Here comes the Underlord as backup. The Tiny's going to get swapped back in and losing HP slowly to the Venge and the Quap. Yeah, the Tiny is going to fall. The Ogre is managing just to TP out, and I think the Darkseid is going to get out as well. Seeing Mark not having the impact I think he was hoping for in this game.
Yeah, I think we're both of us stun locked by this quad blink. It seemed a bit crazy. Just blinks onto two smoked heroes and then is shocked and appalled by the ensuing fight. But it turns out Money Talk's favoured regardless.
Another swift 500 gold and 1,500 XP from them off that fight. Maybe they can finally get rid of this tier 1 top.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, surely they're committing 4 heroes for it. They can get this tier 1.
There's no wall on the Darkseer. Just
Looks
Greaves.
like 4 anchors might try and catch them though.
I don't think there's a situation where you kind of stun Nova enough right now.
He's
And
very
kind of burst
tanky on
into
this
the
quap.
same one. Yeah. They're moving in sort of the same direction. Mark jumps in
They're
now,
trying.
bumps up onto the Quap, and the Speckle is used as well. It's stunned out onto the Quap, but the Quap is very low. Manages to blink out just at the last second, and is also has popped the BKB as they didn't make it up onto the side, and the Spec has come very low as well. Underlord taking a lot of hits in the middle, and they do manage to finish the Darkseer. The Drow is shooting the Zeus from long range, coming back in. Here's the scream from behind, and they managed to drop the Zeus with that. Spec is still high, coming in, and we're going to see just from the dots from the Radiance and the Ogre W just managing to finish off the last member of Money Talks.
Yeah.
Another fight where we're kind of seeing things turn around again. That's like a 3.5k gold swing that we've seen just from that fight.
They find an initial ideal initiation onto the quap here. Mark seemed like he got a bit flustered with the tossbacks, but this Tiny getting 2 rounds of spells off in this fight is just enough control for his other heroes to lay out the damage. You do lose your Zeus to a big Sonic Wave, but Nova was already heavily committed after being so low. And with the Tiny repositioning on the Drow, they are finding ways to get on top of her. The Underlord chose not to go auras, has gone for the Ags instead, so the extra big roots around the ult.
Yep.
I don't know if this was the
love
right
it.
play. I think they need the auras here to be able to take these big engagements. It's the Darkseer is as the counterpart has the pipe and the Greaves finished. So
Yeah, I mean, auras are for sweats, but I think before you opt to take like the Ags at this point in the game, I think you can think about how much magic damage you kind of take in just from the Zeus, the Ogre dot, like the Tiny jumping in. Just having a pipe would kind of help your Drow that much more, especially when she's not picking up BKB for like another couple of items.
It's also a pretty great Lotus game, I think, as well. They've got a lot of single target stuff or a lot of purgeable stuff. But we can see what the supports are building. Force Glimmer, Greedy Blink Shard from the Rubik. So Rubik playing for the Telekinesis save potentially on the Drow. But I would like to see a Lotus.
But
Can Underlord what with his axe?
Chad Underlords take Ags. That's what they take.
Okay.
You're a Chad on Underlord, you take Ags.
Well, we'll see. We'll see if he can Chad his way into winning this game. But he might have to watch his Drow die a couple times to do it.
Yeah. The thing with the Ags is, it sort of offers what you were kind of talking about at the start of the game, with the ability to get on top of your Drow when the spec ults and just pit. But that pit can come even earlier and bring members of your team, bring you. Smoke is going to be revealed on Rubik. Mark blinks away as he spots it, and he's going to just send out an avalanche, hoping they don't manage to catch him.
It looks like Money Talks thought that Tiny was standing on where he avalanched for some reason.
Yeah. Drow and Underlord holding hands in the jungle.
And you can see the effect of this, like they're always kind of stepping on each other's toes a bit here, and the Underlord's net worth is suffering.
If I was this Underlord, I would still be controlling all of that bottom jungle. That spec would not have time of day. Quoblov's blinking in. She's got haste and DD. She's looking.
Yeah. She found anyone, it'd be a pretty quick one, I think.
Yeah.
BKB finished as well for the Quop, so really not in much danger anymore of getting burst down. They don't really have amazing chain stun potential. They had a lot of control previously for her, but if she can get the BKB off at any point after the initiation, I don't think they'll have the damage. They are starting the Roche here, Alice.
Yeah, if it's on their side of the map, if it's in a good spot, if they have a buyback, you know, that controlling the Roche is going to be huge. It looks like they're going to get Smoke out and they're going to use it to find the Drow. Mark jumps in, gets the Drow. That's exactly what they were looking for in the earlier play. The Spec using the ult now as well. Trying to find the Quap, but she BKBs and jumps out.
This Drow
not going to stop her.
Is dying so fast. There's no time to respond to it. But she's just getting executed here.
Now they're going to take the rush.
Yeah, it's looking pretty for Anchor's favoured here at this point. I was doubtful they'd find the farm to get this Spectre to this position in the game, but they've managed it, and now the Spectre's looking pretty big and pretty scary for the Drow.
They did smoke up to try and contest the rush, but it looks like it's not going to go well for them. They've just tried to swap the...
Oh my god, what some wombo combo.
Yeah, instead we're just crazy. Seeing suffering.
A swap into the self-vac and then the double toss on top of each other, that was some nice data.
Things you love to see. I think Mark is also just going to be getting... looks like Sheepstick, right? Just another Hex. If he jumps on that Drow, the Sheepstick her before she can even...
Yeah, pretty close to it as well. I like this from Mark. And the lockdown, extra lockdown that they were kind of needing for the Quap now at this point with the BKB pickup. So some thoughtful item progression here from 4 Anchors. Maybe more of the difference maker here. I'm not sure I'm massively enjoying the Money Talks itemization choices here.
No, I don't think... maybe we didn't need as much from the Rubik. They've not been in the situation to kind of make those catches. I think they would kind of really struggle to make them as well, when you're kind of competing between what your Underlord wants to do, what you want to do. But I think, I mean, the Quap's kind of played smart, built smart, and the rest of the Money Talks team is kind of just suffering behind. Oh, Caught the Tiny on the Underlord ult. He's going to manage to get rid of the Rubik real quick. He's going to be very soft and go down quickly as well,
Lev's
though, with
in.
the Scream of Pain. Here comes the Spec ult. Lev is caught around the pit. There's 3 of them on top of him. And Bench has swapped out the Darkseer in an attempt to try and save his Drow. Maybe just a misclick trying to save his Drow. But yeah, 3 of them on top of the Drow. The Drow doesn't really have much chance.
Yeah, if he'd swapped the Drow out there, maybe that's a point they can turn around there. And the Drow could maybe get a multi-shot off and kill 3 heroes, but unfortunately swaps out the Darkseer. I guess needs to make use of the Dota experimental features for the allied only click there, I think.
Yeah. 2 big siege creeps on the bottom lane as well. Still the Aegis up on Housefly. I think 4 anchors are going to be loving the position they're in right now. Just cruising, feeling the vibes, feeling the waves. I think, maybe when the Drow's back alive, they're going to be thinking twice about how much they hit this high ground. Although I don't know why they're not just maybe hit something with this siege creep right now. They have all 5 of them in Aegis.
The Spectre is building towards BKB. Maybe they think they're just going to play it safe, build up some more net worth lead, get the Aegis BKB on the Spectre for maybe next Aegis at this point. And that's their high ground timing, because last thing you want to do in this division is throw on high ground.
Yeah, that's true. And I think when the Speckle comes up again as well, that's, going to be another time they get to play a bit more positively. Drow's got the Ogre Axe, sitting at 2.6k HP now, which is a little bit better than what they had last time. Looks like 4 anchors. It's going to be their turn. Take the lovely Tormentor.
Yep, Ogre Shard.
One thing I do love about 4 anchors draft is you have 2 of these global ults, right? Which obviously work well together. But the amount of vision you kind of get from these ults as well, you get like the Zeus spotting every hero on the map. You're ready for a fight. You can spot when the enemy team is out formation. Same with the Spec. You get the Zeus ult out, and then the Spec is just kind of coming in somewhere. You just know exactly where the Drow is, if she's shadow bladed, where her supports are.
Yeah.
You know exactly when is a good time to strike. They've got all their ults up now as well.
Provide the opportunity for all of your heroes, even the Tiny, to blink in and get the toss back, but they're going to fight here.
Just using up the pit, trying to hit onto the Spectre. The Spectre has got an Iron Shell around them and just hitting onto
Wop
No
is
Trace.
sneaking around the back.
It looks like No Trace is just going to go down here with the ult from the Zeus as well. They've got full vision of what's going on. Spec's got 8 seconds left on the Aegis. Probably happy to just let it expire, get the full regen, and then they're going to be ready to go back in.
And this Underlord's not so tanky with this build, I'm afraid. Mark finds the grab onto the Rubik.
In. Oh
Toss
no, he manages
the
to toss
illusion.
back his Spectre. Oh,
Massive back wall.
With the vacuum, there is the Zeus refreshed all onto all of them, bringing 2 more members of Funny Talks down. It's just Nova and Lev. Lev has to retreat very sadly back into his own base.
Yeah, maybe this is the timing when they just go up the high grounds. They're going to send Mr. Darkseer without his ult. He is just a wave pushing bot, so they'll send him back.
Yeah, he's happy to just bring it in.
Mark!
Oh, Mark jumps in, sees the Drow. Drow manages to use the Hurricane Pike to push it away from him. Not managing to get anything off the back of that, and the Queen of Pain is going to blink in. Mark's not going to be found. Going to manage to just get away from there. No trades in the meantime. Did use his ult, just get the pit down. Just try and stop losing this top tower.
Okay, they do manage to defend, and I think this is one of the reasons high ground throws happen a lot in this kind of division. You've got the enemy team respawning, and then your Tiny just goes to this crazy play when it's just not necessary. It's you're just giving an opportunity for it to be turned around.
Yeah. Who cares if this Drow is like using a multi-shot, stand on it, hit the tower, Who cares? I think yeah, without the BKB, it's not really a good opportunity to kind of jump in and toss the Drow back and make her look stupid.
Don't get me wrong, it's potentially a game-ending play, but you don't tend to see these kind of high-risk, high-reward plays out in the higher divisions, unless it's like you're really pressed against the wall. But in a winning position, you just want to play to choke them out, slowly build up your lead. And I'm sure this is the advice that Corey mainly told Money Talks in their previous series.
Corey going to be very disappointed with what he's seeing right now.
Yeah, they don't really have the opportunity to execute his advice about going high ground, but maybe in the near future.
Yeah. Lev does have the BKB now. I think
It does.
maybe if it, he needs a bit more space in front of him. He needs his team to kind of put that barrier up, and right now we can't really see the Underlord putting a barrier up because the Spectre in the last fight just managed to walk at him and just put him down.
Okay, I've just noticed that Mark took 60 tree grab base damage instead of toss requires no target. I'm actually massively surprised at this. This seems like a misclick.
Is that making you really angry?
A little bit. He's building into the Ag, so he's starting to transition into this damage dealing core. But it feels like these tossbacks have just been critical for how they're winning fights here. You saw when he did do this blink into the base earlier at top lane, none of his team were close enough for him to get a toss back, and that gave the Drow the opportunity to get the pike off. He's dedicated, all of his items up to this point for this blink hex tossback initiation. I'm sure the damage is good from the axe. I feel like with a Zeus Spectre, you've got enough damage. You just need to get on top of the Drow.
There's no hero on Money Talk's side that's making you scream out, okay, I really need that extra bit of damage just to get me over the edge.
And look, maybe they'll find a cheese kill with the Ags. He can throw some trees in. Maybe they're just looking for some poke of their own to go up the high ground with, because their poke across their other heroes is kind of just Zeus spells a little bit. But we're just going to see how it pays off here. It is pretty close to it. I assume we'll be buying it and not saving for buyback.
Nova blinks in on bottom again.
Nova loves blinking into
Looks like it
dangerous
risks.
spots. Yeah.
He's looking at marks on his own. Okay. Drawing on the map from Captain Tom.
Yeah, how do you wrangle your team in a position like this? Stop hitting that creep, come smoke. We're going to do a crazy smoke play as 5. They don't have a smoke. Oh, they've got one on Queen of Pain. Nova's ready.
Anything.
Yeah, they're actually going to take the time to hit these creeps. Now they've got to push the mid wave out.
Dire's top tower is under
And again, they're just it's a little bit of previous where they need to get their stuff in order before they try and group for 5. And they're doing it wrong order, maybe. Meanwhile, waiting for the Roche respawn is 4 anchors.
Guaranteed to respawn shortly. I think, I'm not even sure how Money Talks contest this rush. If the Drow gets into a good position around that high ground and it's on Money Talks' side of the map, which it looks like it's not going to be, I think they would have a good opportunity to defend it. But as it stands, I think unlucky the rush spawned just before the time, so now he has to walk across. But I think as it stands, this should be an uncontested rush. I think they just have to kind of take their chances.
They're
going to
try for it.
It looks like they are going to try for it, yeah. Did you see
X-Gen was slowing the Roche
X-Gen
down.
Iron Shell? Tom's been revealed. They can see the Roche, they can see them going for it. They managed to catch the Ogre up here. The Spec ult does come out. The Drows had to Hurricane Pike away from the Spec illusion. Spec going up further onto the Rubik. They've managed to get the Spec is silenced, and they've popped out the Zeus ult. Refresher.
They killed the Spec. Left still laying in the damage.
Lev is laying in the damage, but he's had to pop the BKB. He's managed to use the Hurricane Pike up on the Zeus, and the Zeus is going to fall because of that. We're going to buy back on the Rubik. He's running back in, manages to pick up the Darkseer, but Mark has blinked in. See this Drow on the back line and stops them. Hex is out the Rubik. The Ogre is stunning out onto Nova. Nova coming back in, still wants more, manages to kill out the Ogre Magi. Mark's going to blink in, pick up... No, sorry, Rubik's going to pick in and blink in and pick up Mark. But it looks like Mark and Bryn are going to live to fight another day and walk away
Nova?
from this, although he is pulling in after Nova does a big blink in again. Mark with the tree toss and the Hex. Got to
And now
stop
Leonard
blinking in like that, my man.
feeding an extra kill potentially here, but the tiny spell's on cooldown for a little bit longer. Mark is, I think, carrying a little bit here. I don't
Mark's
even think
keeping
the
things
Axe
together.
mattered too much. You know, and it was nice for that kill there. It was nice for the damage at the start of the fight, but
Dire's middle tower
most importantly, he's getting the jump and the catch and the Hex onto these the Quap and the Drow. If he doesn't find the Drow near the tail end of this fight, it was looking kind of Money Talks up coming out on top, but seals the deal here on this Tiny.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw it earlier on that, but the spec ended up using the Manta early on the pit from the Underlord, and it meant that they just got silenced out from the Drow. Drow could just hit them. Nova was there as well. It meant that the spec basically was a non-issue in that fight.
Yeah, they forced out the
and
spec ult early and the Manta, and then you could see that they actually did have difficulty getting on top of the Drow, other than the Tiny managing to get through.
yeah,
Potentially
Mark was
they
still
just need
pushed
one of their
onto him.
heroes to go onto the Tiny, cancel his blinks. Yeah, maybe you send Tom Cash diving into the back line to cancel the blink at this point.
They do get the Aegis on the side of 4 anchors.
Yeah, this timing I was talking about, the Spectre BKB with an Aegis. And I think this is the point where Housefly, I mean, can just walk up, hit what he wants.
Yeah, you're feeling a lot happier about hitting this high ground now. No weird shenanigans from Mark to blink in on a lone Drow.
Yep. Housefly gotta be saying, just let me hit. We've got a banner. They can't fight into us.
Mark could just sit in those trees, sit behind.
Leonard's
How
gonna
did
be
the creep
annoying
start?
with the lift, but I mean,
How did
they just gotta
they bring
watch.
them in?
Team Money could swap. Back
Oh,
wall on the
blinking
back.
from Bryn goes into the vacuum, and Nova has managed to blink in BKB, screamed out on the spec, who was managed to just jump onto the Drow with her opportunity, and Bryn is still at the back with the help of Mark, just killing off the front line of Money Talks, and this is going to be a Rax. They tried. The Drow was just in no position to do a lot of damage.
Money.
Um,
Tom Cash is popping a swap for fun there. I think this might be the GG.
yeah.
Dire's middle tower has fallen. Dire's middle barracks.
And they call it a
Well-
4 anchors victory.
They've been saying it. They've been saying that it would happen. They've been saying that they would manage to get one game, and here's the one.
I was a bit
No,
of a
it was a
doubter of the
very-
draft. I was a bit of a doubter, but I've been proven wrong. Do you think Money Talks can recombobulate for game 2?
I think Lev needed a warm-up game. He's not played for a few days. Tom Cash is gonna, lay it into them. He's gonna give the classic football manager kind of shout attack on a
Seb
number of these
speech?
players. Yeah, and he's gonna be, slapping his hand into his palm. He's gonna be really angry. Probably turn his camera on and tell them all they need to step up.
Yeah, wash your face, go have a cigarette outside and try and look cool for the cameras for a bit.
Yeah.
Maybe what
My
they're
coach-
discussing now.
My coach tells me to pause, stand up, go do something else, just to feel better. So, maybe we'll see some of that.
Alright, but for now we're wrapping it up. We'll bring you game 2 shortly after a short break.
Yippee! Okay, welcome back. We are back here with Four Anchors and a Felon against Money Talks in Kobold League Season 4. Just to remind you,
10 seconds.
Four Anchors and Felon took the first game. Bit of an evenly kind of
5
matched
seconds
one at the
remaining.
start. We weren't sure which way the draft was going to go. Money Talks just ended up kind of slipping into it a little bit.
Crumbling. Let's
And
call it what it is. They crumbled under
yeah,
the
they
pressure.
crumbled. They crumbled. Yeah, and in the other
Radiant
game that's going
team.
on in the Sweat division, that one is one apiece. So
Yeah, hotly
hopefully we're going to
contested that
see,
series.
yeah, maybe we'll see
Radiant
a Money
team.
Talks redemption game, and then it will be all to play for in a game 3 situation. Um, Amethyst looks like he wants his Ogre Magi, his nice comfort pick to kick us off with again.
10
Yeah,
seconds
And
maybe a
remaining.
stabilizing force here for the team, just playing a consistent
5
melee pos
seconds
5.
remaining.
The Drow Ranger is taken out of the pool. The Oracle also first banned again by Money Talks. They don't want the Frankens and Felon getting that hero. Equally, Earth Spirit and Undying and the Treant gone, so Tom Cash will have to play something more like the Venge, I expect.
yeah, I won't say that it went terribly for Tom Cash playing the Venge, but there wasn't enough of an
It was
opportunity
a
to kind of,
quiet game.
yeah, definitely quiet game. I mean, uh, I guess these heroes, he loves Undying. He loves I know I've seen him play some Treant, so he must enjoy it. I do know that from what he's played, he's a Dark Willow fan.
Dire team pick.
Um, so who knows if we'll see that come out. Dark Willow and Lion, who I have not seen banned in any of these recent series.
Now, if upon seeing this, part
10
of me
seconds
goes,
remaining.
okay, this is classic mid laner, reverse the matchup,
5
I'm
seconds
gonna
remaining.
beat you on both matchups type beat. But Money Talks do have the opportunity to move this Zeus to a support role. It's not something completely out of the question here.
Yeah, I think I've seen I've seen it played from he's a mastermind of the sniper, the first grandmaster sniper. I'll say that for everyone. Um, but I think his second most played is Zeus. Now I don't know if that is
Dire
more
team pick.
like on mid position. I know he played it in the last in one of the last games against Team High. So it's definitely like a more flexible pick than it appears on the surface. But if it was me, I would be saying, yeah, sure, I'll beat you in the reverse
10
matchup.
seconds
I'd
remaining.
be Nova. I'd be like, I'm taking that Zeus. Give me the Zeus. You have to hold me back from it,
5 seconds
sort of thing.
remaining.
ABBA picked up almost certainly the Tom Cash hero.
Yeah, why not? How can you kind of go wrong in just whatever Lev wants to do? You just sit there saving him whenever he makes a stupid mistake.
It's the Purge into the
Um,
Dagger and the Ignite is pretty great.
yeah,
Radiant
exactly.
team pick.
Two easy spells that have been pointed out already. Um, Dawnbreaker looks like they've got kind of more of a global thing going on this time. Money Talks. They've got the Zeus. They've got the Dawnbreaker ult. It would be interesting to see
10
how they
seconds
kind of
remaining.
round off this draft a little bit, though, because
5
right now
seconds
I see it
remaining.
as you can't really initiate with your Aberral Zeus.
Radiant team pick.
Um, and Dawnbreaker, yes, she can initiate, but maybe you don't necessarily want to play around that, depending on what Four Anchors and Felon kind of play around. Possibly Rubik for Mark this time.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, seems very likely unless they are going to try it.
Five
Flex the co-op
seconds
off and
remaining.
put the Rubik mid, but yeah, it almost certainly is going to be Mark playing the Rubik here.
and he won't get the opportunity to be as aggressive as maybe he was in that tiny game. But there's still chance to pick up some already good spells and start off making early plays, pulling heroes
Yeah,
out of where they want to be, that sort
I
of
don't know.
thing.
I don't know if I'd really consider it a crazy good Rubik game at this point without seeing the next two picks. Like, stealing the shield is nice, but there's not too much in terms of stuff to purge with it. It would just be that defensive layer it's providing. The Dawnbreaker spells are kind of I suppose if you steal the ult, maybe there's some funky play you can make in a team fight, but again, it's yeah. And then Zeus is going to be hard to steal the ult from, and his other spells I don't think really are what Rubik's looking for in terms of spell steals. So, and again, not a great hero to steal spells from there in the Phantom Assassin they've picked up into the Spectre matchup, which is very interesting.
Are you saying that as a Rubik, you don't want to steal the Phantom Strike?
I mean, it's a pseudo blink. It's not the worst spell you can steal, but like really not. It doesn't look like a fun Rubik game to me.
10 seconds remaining.
The PA into Spectre matchup.
Player team
The
ban.
PA has the break as part of I believe it's the Ags now. So it's actually
Yeah, they
quite an
changed it, yeah.
expensive build up for her to get to that point, whereas previously it was just a shard. So I don't know if this is too much of a gotcha pick. But if Money Talks can get this Lev PA to that level of farm, which they failed to do for the Drow in the previous game, then the carry matchup is looking more so in their favour, I'd
10
suggest.
seconds remaining.
At least in the later portion of the game.
5
If
seconds remaining.
Forankers and Felon manage to get their Spectre off to a start like they did previously, then I do think the Spectre can just melt the PA in a similar way to the Drow gets dropped down. They don't have as much global initiation though this time. They've just got the Spectre at this point.
Yeah, and I guess it's not as fun when you can't just kind of see, with the help of the Zeus, like where everyone is and make your decisions based on that. Although having the Quap, it's still that element of spec gives me a lot of vision. Where are the supports? Can I kind of blow one of them up or push them away from the fight? Can I make it so that like Abaddon is less involved in saving his PA? Can I make it so he's pushed somewhere else and I my spec just runs rampant
Radiant
at the
team
same time? Okay, Void Spirit. I don't know anything about this hero, so you're welcome to tell us everything he's going to achieve this game.
Okay, what's he going to achieve this game? Well, he's going to get an Ags, most likely. And then he might kill Rubik, but I think a lot of his team are also competing for the we're just going to kill Rubik spot on the game plan here for Money Talks. The
Yes.
mid matchup into Quap is maybe winnable, but seems painful. I don't know if I suppose it rounds off the Money Talks draft. Like you've got this jump catch stun that can allow the PA to jump on top of whatever he catches. Someone for the Dawnbreaker to play off with in terms of ult usage. Void Spirit can just find a lone hero on the sides. But I do think that the Quap is probably looking again at a pretty decent game here in terms of the lack of lockdown that Money Talks have.
Okay, looks like we're going to take the Darks here. We're going to
They
have
go
like a
back for
whole,
it.
have a whole thing that we're going to go for again with the kind of auras. Yeah, looks like it is going to be the Zeus 4, Nova 2 on the Void Spirit as we kind of expected. I will say, PA is Lev's most played hero. So I think it's definitely a comfort pick, but it's definitely one that we're going to kind of see Lev really shine on. I think if he gets given the opportunity by Tom Cash, maybe Tom Cash manages to just like get him some early stacks, help him go rampant. The only thing I guess missing is how much kill potential is there in this lane compared to how much PA would maybe want from that early kind of power spike.
Yeah, I'm really not a fan of this Darkseer last pick either. I know I said similar last game where I was expecting it to try and cut the waves. We didn't see any of that really last game, and that was into a Drow Ranger. This game, I suppose your like the Drow matchup isn't too. The matchup's not as scary as the Drow Ranger was, but PA Abba also still seems pretty hard, especially when your support isn't a melee hero like the Tiny. You've got this Rubik instead. Yeah, not feeling confident about this Darkseer pick. Even in the team fights, the PA will be just blinking out of the wall almost certainly most of the time with the BKB timing. But again, Lev does need to get to that timing. Which draft are you liking more here, Alice?
If I was being forced to play 3, I would not want to play Darkseer, but I prefer. I think I do prefer Money Talks draft. I was kind of between them, but I think with the PA just offering the chance to, I think she could easily just slay that Darkseer and the Rubik before the rest of the team kind of have a lot to do to react to it. I think the Void Spirit can hopefully offer a little bit more of that initiation that the Dawn can jump onto, and it could just lead to some good team fights. I think what kind of worries me is how are they gonna stop this Quap a lot of the time. I feel like this Quap could, and the Spectre maybe as well, could just see this as an opportunity to just almost run rampant against this. If you get a good enough early game.
Yeah, so I suppose we're looking for the Spectre needs some items. Then she's looking pretty fearsome, but the Quap is maybe the one that they're relying on to make that space, because the Darkseer is also going to be AFK farming for the most part if he can. So maybe a lot of the game resting on the shoulders here of X-Gen Wars in the mid lane. The rank 1 team hated on
out here.
player.
Amethyst just showing who's boss.
I was a doubter of the Ogre
Getting
Magi again, but he's clearly an expert on the hero. Just batters lane out the sharpshooter Zeus.
Now, Tom Cash just walking in, being allowed to walk in a bit. I think if I get just a revenge, just to really
take that
show
one.
you who's boss.
I think that was the level 2 on the Dawnbreaker. Might have secured that one, just the double nuke coming out.
Yeah. What I really want to see from Money Talks is I want to see a bit more aggression and desire to take that bottom tower, because if you let Housefly just have the space on the Spectre again, now the Dawn coming in, using the hammer onto the Zeus.
This is not the start you want.
No, that is not what you want, but Amethyst showing us why he's a crack expert on that hero.
He's a what? That's some crazy work there.
He's the cracked expert on that hero. He's getting in, he's getting in there. He's got his level 2 power spike.
Yeah, real gem, this Amethyst guy. Right, you can't leave me hanging on one like that. Come on, pick it up.
What? I must have missed what you said.
Yeah, so that one was for chat. It's okay. Run and tell, I'll appreciate that one.
Thanks for run and tell.
Yeah, shout out to run and tell. Mid lane
Okay.
is dead even. Bot lane is not looking good for money talks.
No. Oh dear.
Oh,
Oh,
what a
the
stun.
Zeus is still. Oh my. They just get like they tick down and slow so much with the spectral dagger and the ignite combo, and it's a level 2 ignite as well now. So this Stormbreaker can come back and walk near the wave, use hammer like this, and
That
look
was
look how much damage like the Zeus is taking just from that. They didn't even catch the ignite on the Dawnbreaker as well.
It's looking like a rough run, especially for Zeus Dawn lane. I'd expect this lane to have the most damage out of any of the lanes in this game, but I mean, Spectre plus Ogre is seemingly better at this point in the game. Bryn with the level 2
Yeah.
Ion Shells soaking up the waves here now.
Yeah, I think what could I mean they're pulling the wave back to their tower. I think if they'd managed to get like an earlier lead just in levels, they probably could have just had the Dawn go underneath on top of the spec. The thing with the Ogre is he's really hard if you commit onto him. I mean, you put out like what a Zeus Lightning Bolt, maybe Celestial Hammer and Starbreaker, but there's just like not enough damage between them both. On top lane, we're gonna see the Darkseer getting moved quite low just with the Abba right clicks, and PA's going to jump onto him again now. He's running rather low. Oh, manages to get... Oh, the Rubik is going to get the return kill off onto the Abaddon. Was looking for the PA, but managed to sneak away there.
Yeah, fades into the shadows on the PA. Luckily, I think that was almost guaranteed if the Fade Bolt cooldown had come off before that. Was dying mostly to the Iron Shell on the creep that was standing next to them, so it was a double Iron Shell engage there.
Yeah, I will draw your attention to the fact that Rubik has got 20 magic stick already.
Yep, saving that for a rainy day, maybe.
Yeah, I think the amount of spells means you could probably use that and just keep spamming your spells on them as well. It's turning out to be an interesting lane already.
Yeah,
Not coming too
maybe
much.
Money Talks over aggressing in this top lane.
Yeah, I think they can. They are welcome to like calm it down a bit and see. You know, Lev's doing fine last
Hitting
game,
the 6
as you would
mid.
kind of expect.
Nova immediately looks for the kill off of the level 6.
Quap does have a big stick.
Yeah, the 16 stick and the raindrops might be the bait. Bot lane though, lane out again. In trouble.
Manages to force him off. Mid lane. Just testing the waters, seeing how much
Yeah,
that
we're
screen is
expecting
gonna get off.
maybe on this rune skirmish.
Oh! Manages to guess right and get the illusion.
Some would say lucky, because I think if there was an incorrect guess, Nova's dropping both Astral Steps. It doesn't really have the mana for it, actually, so maybe Quap was a calculated aggressive blink there.
Dawnbreaker having to use the Celestial Hammer. Didn't use it defensively to walk that way, just throwing it out back towards the Spectre. Don't follow me this way.
Yeah, it does apply slow, right? It's
yeah.
It's decent damage. Might look to dive here on top lane. Swing the miss.
Throwing out the... Oh. Looks like Amethyst was a little bit too low. The Quap is going to blink back in response, though, but doesn't have enough mana for the wave, and they've noticed it and just TP'd away. X-Gen was suffering from a tip because of that. But they're going to look to get the Shrine of Wisdom, and they're going to take it. Oh. But they're committing 2 TPs to this against a Quap who will have a blink in a second. Here comes Nova.
It's got no mana.
No. Not enough. And the Quap's going to get herself a cookie as well. Maybe they're going to see something turned around here. The Spec pushing out her illusion. It's hitting. Here comes the Scream, and Nova is going to go down. Blinking in, blocking up the Zeus. Here comes the Dawnbreaker is back, but she does not manage to get her hammer off as she's stunned up by the Ogre, but does managed to kill the co-op on return. The PA has come in and is going to use it to fight off the spec. Now, we did see Zeus go down as well, but Spec won't get the XP for that as she died first thanks to the TP of the PA. They're both going to walk quickly now back down to the twin gate. Ogre's there too. We're all just going to go through. Oh, happily stun them up, take some of that mana away.
Dire's courier has been killed.
I couldn't tell you who came out on top of this engagement. It was just messy from both sides, really.
I think getting the XP rune was maybe tipped it a little bit in 4 Anchor's favor.
Stunt the supports a little bit on the side of Money Talks, but that being said, I mean, all the supports are kind of similar level anyway.
Yeah. XGen was just kind of skulking around the top lane. Rubik's got a haste and is making their way up there as well.
Lev is under a wave.
Oh,
look at that damage.
Jump onto the PA. Wow, yeah, that is just a huge amount of damage. And the Zeus is in a lot of trouble as well. The blink is up in 3 seconds from the quad. The Zeus desperately going to heavenly jump away. But here comes XGen Wars just to finish him off.
I think the Zeus popped a salve for good measure as well. So that's an extra minus how much a salve costs these days? Probably about 100, right?
Radiant structures are fortified.
How much could a banana cost?
How much could a banana cost? Dog's at top of the net worth now and has secured that top tower.
See, that's what I like. I need more of that.
Yeah, look at that. Look how healthy this bot tower is. Full health, completely full, untouched.
Have got the Dawn ult now. Potential for anything to kind of happen across the map. Spec ult as well. So you could expect that any kind of response from one is going to see the other. Oh, using the jump up onto the spec with the Celestial Hammer and Starbreaker, the Abaddon has to decide whether to give himself the shield or give it to his Dawnbreaker.
And obviously it's himself if it's Tom Cash.
Yeah. Queen of Pain sneaking around here. They do have a ward up on that side, so they will have
surprised
noticed.
Nova's not just jumping Mark here, but look for the rune instead.
Tom Cash stunned out. He will have seen that. Will have seen that XGen Wars was around, but Lev is kind of standing off the wave. Oh, I've missed that at mid.
It's alright, I didn't. I caught that one. Easy clap. We're going to catch the next one as well. Watch this.
Yeah, we're just pulling him in.
Okay, maybe not.
XGen Wars has spotted a Zeus. Oh, and here comes the Dawnbreaker. They're going to find themselves in. They don't manage to get the stun off onto the Quap. Tom Cash is going to TP mid too. There's 4 of Money Talks now around mid, but the Quap has decided to walk in and blinking off before they can be caught. 2 more TPs coming from 4 anchors, and here comes the Scream out onto the Abaddon and the Void Spirit. Abaddon ult is popped.
Okay, what's happening here? This is no good.
Just a weird skirmish. They've pulled the Void Spirit back with the Rubik, and here comes the Dawnbreaker with the hammer, managing to get the kill off onto the Quad, and it seems like the Ogre Magi will go down as well, thanks to a commitment from this Void Spirit and the Zeus spells. Rubik stealing the aphotic shield.
I don't like what I'm watching, Alice. I don't know what's happening in this game.
The pulling, they pulled the Void Spirit back, and they were looking for something again. But I think every moment spent around this is just leaving this PA to kind of have their own time, and I think Housefly is going to have an even better time than last time in terms of getting this Radiance timing.
I was slightly surprised that Housefly didn't try and join this fight, just jump on one of these low health heroes in the mid, but when there's free waves onto your tower, it's maybe a bit of a hard trade-off to make if you're working towards your Radiance.
Yeah, maybe he saw this fight, saw the Dawnbreaker go in and was like, okay, if you want to go away and leave me to get some more waves in what looks like a terrible fight, then sure, whatever.
We're taking a lot of heroes down here. On both teams, they're expecting and maybe baiting Housefly here on 4 anchors.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
That's why I still got the Spec ult. Gonna jump in, Celestial Hammer, Starbreaker as well. The Zeus is gonna pop the ult, but they're gonna find all three of them are looking in a bad spot. Out comes the Dawnbreaker heal with the ult. The Spec jumps back in, and the Rubik has stolen the ult and jumps in and manages to get some of the heal. The Zeus is gonna go down. Housefly is very low HP, being chased by the Dawnbreaker. She turns around and Starbreakers because she knows she can't chase that up. And we'll see the Dawnbreaker die. X-Gen Wars jumping in towards Nova, who is going to manage to walk away. There's nothing that's going to be able to stop him. I noticed that Tom Cash died in the middle of that too.
Some great plays here coming out from 4 anchors. The Bryn mech timing just in time to save Housefly. And
Yeah,
the bait on the wave
back
with the
for that one.
stolen Abaddon shield to start with was very nice. You don't expect these guys to have a save support, but they've stolen your save support.
Ogre being brought in and baited in. If they take out that bottom tower now on the side of 4 anchors, Housefly's had enough. He's going off on his farming mission again. We do have
sees a
Valkyrie
wave.
now on the PA.
Radiant are scanning. Radiant are scanning.
Yeah, pretty decent timing here from Lev. We'll look to ramp. He's only slightly behind the Spectre as it stands.
Interesting to see again, Bryn, top of the net worth.
It's natural for a Darkseer, I think. You just stick some iron shells down and they farm for you. You can just chill.
Yeah, send it. Keep up that farm. Get
Still
ahead.
looking for Lev here in the top jungle. I think they might have spotted the courier. Or potentially the courier spotted X-Gen Wars, potentially.
Yeah, they actually laid out 2 scans on places to try and look for him. Didn't manage to catch him on either of them, and then when looking,
Radiant's middle tower is
again,
under attack.
they didn't have the Spectre ult. They don't have anything else to find him quickly. I think
Tower is under attack.
they need to focus a bit more on their own game rather than just hunting Lev at the minute.
Money and
Although
bones.
X-Gen Wars,
It's a good voice line, right?
yeah, not as good as
Good
the
jump from Nova.
a wee idiot.
But they've just got no follow-up. I think it'd have to be the Dawn ult follow-up to try and get this kill onto the Quap. They need to coordinate it pretty well.
Yeah, it would have to be timed to perfection to get
Ball
that.
in the wall is dropped.
Yeah, here comes the Donald in response.
No.
Oh, but it's actually the
Who's
Runicle. I was
Donald?
fooled.
I think Lev was fooled.
Yeah, and they're
Sonic
gonna get the
Wave.
stream out as well. Jumping in, here comes Nova. He's gonna look for the Quap, gonna keep sticking onto her. She manages to blink out. The Abaddon has the ult go off. Bryn is still alive,
Yes,
walking in.
Hero's
The
just
Dawnbreaker is very low HP.
Mingling.
Looks like the Darkseer is going to manage to TP out of this, going on to Housefly. Nova's chasing him. It's very low HP. The Spirit Vessel damage is so close. Oh, it doesn't quite pop him, but
No.
it continues to follow in. The TP is not successful. He hits him and then hits him with the tip as well.
Once again, Alice, I have to say, what a great start to the fight for one team, and then it just kind of turns into a bit of a dive and falls apart. I'm not sure why they weren't too happy with this initial go, but I mean, the stolen Dawn ult surprise, I'm convinced Lev thought that his teammate was coming to help.
Yeah, it
And
kind of
so were
felt
we,
that
to
way
be
from
fair.
me. Yeah, I mean, I was definitely fooled, but I think just from the way he positioned himself, I was kind of thinking, what are you doing?
Bryn looking to just set up shop again in the bot lane, just defend this tier 1.
Yeah, you know, he's pressured the top one away. He's made it more dangerous for the PA. He's done his job, and so, you know, I'll stand here. I'll be dangerous. I'll keep this one as well. Give my team more control of the map.
Bryn's got to watch out though, Nova's nearby.
Has got the surge in 1 second. Here comes the Dawn Hammer. He's been caught. He's going to drop the wall. There's 3 heroes from Money Talks coming on him. Not a lot you can do about that one, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think maybe he could have escaped, to be honest, if he didn't take the time to ion shell up the Void Spirit
Yeah.
illusion. Maybe he can defend the tower with it at least. That might be a good play. Just clear some of these creeps out.
Yeah, Yeah, I think
He secures a farm for himself with it at least.
I think if I was Bryn, I kind of would have hoped to have been shouting at some of my team there. You know, it's not an amazing tower we want to defend. It's not that important in the grand scheme of things. I mean, it kind of puts us in a bit of a split map situation now, where we've ended up, we've kind of where we had more dominance and we're pushing the PA away from any kind of top left, bottom right. They now have a bit more space to farm. That's why I'm kind of so keen on like the Dawnbreaker taking that space in Radiant Jungle, and now that space has opened up a bit, whereas Four Rankers could have very easily just like pushed them away from it, and now taking that bottom tower opens up that split map.
Yeah, Extreme Wars is playing off the top lane though. Looking for this PA, any opportunity they can find her, but she's rotated away. Mark with the Blink Dagger finished up here.
Stuff happening in the mid
There's
lane.
still the step. Yeah, Congregation in the mid lane once again. So many wards set up, and a smoke to boot. They're going to look for a long wrap here.
Yeah, they're looking for Lev again, I guess, thinking maybe he's in
Yeah,
towards this jungle.
Lev dodging very well here. These ganks.
Bryn's got the wall. Ready with the vacuum. Vacuums two of the heroes in, gets the wall out. Nova can jump out, and he's gonna go invisible, but here comes the Quap. Oh, the Quap scream just in time. Holy hell. Very low Zeus. Slowly walking away. The Spec is not gonna manage to finish
Lev's
them off.
in.
The Zeus pops up. Oh. How has that managed to be a team wipe?
Money and bones, money and bones.
The money and bones.
I mean, we can take a quick look at the fight recap. Maybe that'll give us a better picture here. The Quap and the Spectre got out good damage, but that's about it for their team.
Yeah, I kind of saw the vision with the wall and the vacuum, but it just wasn't necessarily on the heroes that you want it to be on. The Dawn ult was kind of ready, and Nova wasn't really in danger because he'd like dissimulated himself away. So the Dawn ult was coming in at the same time, giving the heals, and although the Quap Scream came in, it got them very low. There just wasn't anything there to finish them off in the end.
They're smoked up here with no ults, Alice. This seems like an absurd contest to make, but maybe so absurd that Money Talks aren't expecting it.
Yeah, oh, the Abaddon is getting down low quickly. He's been destroyed. The Dawn now jumping in. That's two more heroes going to fall. X-Gen Wars is low. He's running away. Nova is trying to follow him, and oh,
Housefly on the
Lev
back though is
gonna
cleaning
fall.
up.
Housefly just managing to come in. The wall is up in 6 seconds for Bryn.
The Sonic Wave.
Oh, the Sonic Wave nearly saving Housefly, but instead he's going to go down. X-Gen Wars is running in. They're trying to deny. He's trying to deny himself off the creeps, Nova, but doesn't manage to in the end.
I can't believe this turned out as a 4 Anchors victory when they literally had no ults to play with.
Yeah.
And they initiated onto the Abaddon first.
You know, Bryn's like, I've got my ult soon. Let's just fight.
I think, yeah, I mean, the Spectre just managed to get onto the back line and it worked out for them. But I couldn't really tell you how, but it's...
No. No Spec ult, no... The Quap ult sort of appeared in the mid-fight, but I think one thing I'm liking about these fights is what I kind of alluded to originally, with the ability of the Quap to kind of blink in and out of these fights without a lot of risk, because say one of the Money Talks players does commit onto the Quap, with there's like, what, you use a spell, Quap disappears in the next second, the rest of the team's flapping around thinking, oh, are we going to get them or not?
Yeah, I'd be surprised if they don't start building some lockdown on some of their heroes, because it doesn't really feel like they've got a way to lock this Quap down. I assume Lev will be at some point building towards the Abyssal Blade for it, but it's timing that's quite far away, really. Meanwhile, Action War's got a blade mail for the PA.
Yeah,
so
I did see it in the last fight.
It is a little bit interesting, but I suppose it does mean that It's just reinforcing the fact that he can just blink around, do whatever he wants, and if PH does jump him under a stun, he's got the
Are they gonna
blade mail
fight for
to
it?
fend her off. Bot lane, they do find Tom Cash.
Tom Cash still has his ult. They are going to follow him just with the Ion Shell. Two of the heroes on 4 anchors are coming through. Tom Cash still looking
It's
quite
living a
healthy.
while.
He's going to pop now. No one's gonna hit him. Dawnbreaker throwing the Celestial Hammer in. PA is standing on the edge of the fight. Up comes the Blade Mail on the side of the Quap. And here they jump in. The Sonic Wave is huge. The Dawnbreaker is going to jump in. Doesn't manage to get the heal off or the stun onto anyone. But Lev is managing to hit onto those backlines. The Ogre and Rubik both falling before he could even get the stolen Dawn ult off. And we're seeing Housefly dropping as well. Lev has just cleaned up the backside of 4 anchors and then has come to the front and said, "You're going to die too. You've got no blade mail, so you're going to die as well." Bryn's gone down, and he's just been, he's had this opportunity to farm. He knows when he comes online, and he's making best use of it.
Yeah, Lev is looking very much in control of this game at this point. Some exceptional, I'd say, positioning in this team fight. Makes a big wrap around to the bot side, stays within the trees the whole time, and jumps in, executes a hero, back into the tree line, waits for his team to just do a little bit more damage to these other cores, and then just takes his opportunity to jump in, get himself some Deso charges and some more kills. 14k net worth now, 4k ahead of the Spectre, who is getting jumped by Nova in the top lane.
Yeah, Nova just using that Spirit Vessel. Oh, what a pause. Oh, dear.
Okay, the Dawn ult is on cooldown here, and Housefly is starting to chip away at Nova's health pretty convincingly. Who have you got in this 1v1? You taking bets on this one?
I like the amount of damage that Desolate is going to do compared to the fact that Nova's kind of,
He's got no
Spirit Vessel's
spells
already
left.
been popped.
He's just got a jump.
Yeah.
Housefly might be able to get him.
Bryn isn't far away with a blink, and you can see by the tier 1 tower as well. 2 heroes have already come ready to support Housefly, but I think Nova's gonna end up unpausing here, and he's just gonna jump away if he has much sense. I don't think this is a fight that turns out well for him, especially because he can't see it, but he'll know that those 2 heroes, that any amount of heroes are kind of coming from there. Let's see what happens. Yeah.
Okay, nothing.
Away.
Yeah, after the pause, they sign the accords, the peace accords.
Yeah.
They go their separate ways. Yeah.
I would have disconnected and paused and said, "What the fuck are you doing?" as well.
Okay. We'll get you in as their coach next time, then I suppose. We are seeing the Void Spirit build towards the Ags as expected. Really, they do need the extra control in these team fights, and this will at least be coming out early enough that they will have it for potential Roche fights in the near future. As
So
I
I was gonna
expect,
ask,
Lev might be looking to pick it up soon.
Yeah, so I just looked at Lev's inventory. So he's building up the Ags next, and I was
Yep.
gonna ask you, what do you think you would be prioritizing as Lev? Would it be more of the are you just gonna get Ags? Are you just gonna shut down the Spectre, not let them play, or is it gonna be some of that lockdown that we talked about, Basher, Abyssal, something like that?
I think at this point, because you've got your Void Spirit building the Ags, you can branch out into your own Ags on the PA here. I think it's just extra damage. You've got the break for the Spectre. Maybe you can be more confident jumping in. There's good stats as well. Satanic queued up after that, so maybe doesn't feel the need to get the Abyssal just for the Quap here, and is just building to kill all the other heroes, relying on the team for the lockdown. I think is a reasonable position to take.
So I will tell you that inside of Lev's inventory, originally he had queued up the Ags and then a Basher. And he's now swapped that to a Satanic. And I think it's probably because of the reason you said.
I think that's probably the reasoning behind it. I do think the Basher is more of a default in a game like this, but I like the way he's building towards. He knows he's in charge of the game. He's going to build the Satanics to just ensure his safety. It's all well and good if you can lock down the Quap, but having a Satanic and being just completely unkillable in any shape or form, no matter what spells are dropped on you, is well, like we said last time, it's about taking the low risk option rather than the high risk option.
Yeah.
Bot lane
big
high
agreement
risk
there.
farming here from Housefly.
Oh, left jumps up onto
Look at
him
this
and
damage.
does a lot of damage quickly. Oh my, there was no response, no time to respond at all from 4 anchors. He doesn't even have the Ags yet, and that's what he's doing to the spec.
Yeah, it's not seeming like a very favourable matchup here, regardless of what was said in chat earlier.
He now has that 7k net worth lead on him. He's just going up, and they're going to take the rush off the back of it. Because what can they do to stop it?
I don't think there is anything at this point. I think it's signed, sealed, and delivered, to be honest.
Yeah, that's
Zeus.
the Aegis, the way of Lev.
Zeus even pops the ult in case there was some smoke play shenanigans towards the pit, but I mean this lane of the sharpshooter Zeus has just been farming up a storm, almost got up to the Quap. He's just been AFK in this top part, pushing the lane out here. He's built up to his Ags, he's got a Kaya as well. Refresher queued up next, so yeah, this is the fun support
not?
Zeus life. Yeah.
He's just put like shared unit control with Nova. He's like, if you're in a fight, just
just
text me, press the button. I'll be busy doing other stuff in the meantime.
And now it's time to close out the map. Aegis in tow. Double runes up again for Nova. I think his double damage just ran out. I'm not making that up. And they will spot
They've
Mark.
spotted the Rubik. Oh, blinked in, but the Rubik blinks away before Lev can do anything to stop it.
I'm sure he was sweating a bit after he saw a PA appear in front of him. Especially one this farmed. Reveals the vision there with the spell steal, but I suppose they were going to get a D-ward anyway on the cliff here.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, nice stack. Nice stack.
Money talks are splitting up a bit here. Lev is just looking to solo the Spectre again. I think it's going to be a quick one. How many seconds is Spectre going to live?
Oh.
Not many.
He uses the Dawn ult. Doesn't even need it. The Spec tried to TP out, but you've got that Nimbus on the back, and a Spec doesn't want to be building a BKB this early, but what else are you going to do to get out of these situations when Lev is taking control of this part of the map?
BKB doesn't even save you here. You just need to have stats and maybe a Manta style for damage, and a team around you that can set the fights up for you, but this Quap is not looking like she can do that at this point. No. And look at Lev.
Oh, Lev sees a hero, killed the hero. I will say, I think this losing of this tier 1 tower on bot lane, just opening up that map for money talks, splitting the map, meaning that 4 anchors no longer had control of it. I think that's been a big turning point in this game, and since that point, Lev has just been like, okay, I can farm here, I can farm here, I'm good, now I'm ready to fight, let's go. And in that time, he's just achieved so much more than what the Spec has in that time.
Nova finds Mark, and there he goes.
Yeah. Mark is certainly not
Money
having
and
as good of a
bones
time as Leonard the sharpshooter.
The game almost plays itself at this point.
Yeah.
Just don't dive the fountain. That's what the supports are telling Lev, I'm sure.
Tom Cash is pinging his Zeus. Prince stood behind. He's in a good spot, to get the wall, but does a wall really stop him at this point? The Donal is back up. PA still got Aegis. soon going to have the Satanic. Oh, Dawn is jumping on top of the PA. Obviously, she could just blink away. There's nothing the Dawn can really do to hold her. Lev's hunting, thinking, where is this Quap going to be going?
Yeah, straight towards the Spectre, who's also down here. Hopefully,
Yeah.
not both caught out.
Specs
Or both TP back.
headed back. Nova's jumping on mid. Amethyst has managed to get the stun onto him, but Tom Cash is there, pulling him back with the aphotic shield, dispelling him.
I mean, the one way they can lose here is if Lev's team don't play around him and instead just feed and jump into the base for no reason. It's possible that they try and do
Nova's
that.
jumping up onto the Quap. Quap's pops the blade mail, but it's not going to be anything because the Nimbus is just on top, and even the blink
Lev's
out,
in.
still suffering. Lev's in, jumping on top of the Rubik. Rubik has got invisible, not able to be seen. Lev doesn't care, he's just going to walk away. Another aphotic shield. You can put all the dots on me, like, they aren't going to last.
They have the Tom Cash Abba. I mean, again, he's had a bit of a quiet game, but he's built a pipe and he just has to buff this Lev PA up. It's pretty easy. It's you know, almost served on a plate, the game plan here for Money Talks.
The Aegis is gone, but, you know, Lev's happy.
He's got a
for the space
Satanic.
with Satanic.
Yeah. Swap that in. What do you even build next here? Probably goes back for the Abyssal Blade, I think.
Yeah, I mean, you can blink onto any of the heroes, and once you're blinked on top of them and the Abyssal is done, they're dead. So I don't think that it's like necessary to,
Housefly is,
you know,
Housefly's invading the Lanad zone. As, I mean, Lev just fights Bryn randomly. Sure, that'll happen at this point.
Bryn was actually farming one of his ancient stacks, but, you know, anywhere Lev kind of finds you on the map now, you might as well just say your prayers.
I'm gonna be honest, I think Housefly should have just been looking for the Zeus. Whenever he shows on the wave to arc lightning it, maybe should have been looking to get a kill, a cheeky quick one, and then jump back out.
Yeah, I mean, this Zeus is just having the time of his life in top.
Keeps
He's
getting
just constantly
drawn a
been farming
circle
that
around
middle.
as well.
Yeah.
Ag's refresher completed. Look at his net worth, Alice.
Yeah, I mean, he's happy, he's chilling.
Jump in from
Finding the
Nova.
Quap again, silence them. Gets out the blade mail, manages to get the scream as well. Lev is flailing, but he's jumped in and killed the ogre, and then sees the Quap just to him as well. I didn't even notice where the spec went down. Lev is happy, not even used the BKB yet. I think it was just the Nimbus and Dawnbreaker.
Yeah, Spectre
Just killing
jumped
the
in the
spec.
back, it looks like, and then they just dropped the Zeus load on top of her.
Yeah, and they've pulled the Rubik in
It's,
again. They do have buybacks, but this is looking more and more like suffering.
I mean, whatever Money Talks did in the break, it certainly worked. Maybe it was the 5-man outside chain smoking while washing their face while Seb gives them a speech. Seb being Corey
I'm
in this
telling you.
case, I suppose.
Telling you, that's what could have happened.
A lot more money and bones as well this game from both teams. They are going to give it one last go, it looks like. Buyback from Rubik.
One last ride. Spec only has 15 seconds left. Cash using a Photic Shield on himself instead of Lev again. Lev's ready, does have the BKB, has a slot free, gets pulled in. Here comes the Dawn ult on top. They don't manage to catch the Quap. The Spec has jumped in around the back line. Lev has jumped up onto the Ogre.
Found
Still
Lev!
no BKB. Managed to use it now, but his Satanic does not give him any HP. And Lev has fallen from jumping on that back. Wow, that is a lot of gold for the Spectre.
What have they
They're
done?
hunting for more. Rubik's found the Dawnbreaker, manages to pick him up. Tom Cash is there, but still has his ult. In comes the Quap with the Screamer to the backline. The ult is popped from the Abaddon. The Dawnbreaker tried to jump onto the Rubik, does not manage to, but the Zeus ult will come out and stop them. Quap being killed up as well. The Dawnbreaker is trying to run
Leonard's
away,
here.
but here comes the reinforcements. He's coming. Leonard is here. Spec having to retreat, just suffering from Spirit Vessel damage. They're following up onto the Ogre using that Dawnbreaker ult. Not the ult, sorry, using the Dawnbreaker Starbreaker. just finishing him off. Bryn has bought back, doesn't have wall,
They
doesn't have any
call it?
visibility. Oh, they call it
Is under
GG.
attack.
Why did they call it?
Radiant's middle barracks has fallen. Dire victory.
PA's dead. Spectre was still alive. They called it. I'm not sure about that one. They just had a comeback fight of a lifetime, and they've just said actually maybe we'll just go next anyway.
The mental is gone.
Yeah, maybe some mental defeats for the four anchors after Lev basically walked around and did what he wanted for 30 minutes. We'll have to see if they can recover from that, Alice.
Yeah, I think they will be able to. I mean, it's going to be all to play for in game three. I think maybe they just lost some of the identity of what made their original draft work. I mean, Mark didn't have the ability to sort of jump in and be that aggressor as much as he did this time, and it wouldn't have mattered as much anyway to Lev, who is playing a PA rather than a Drow. But losing out on that, and the Zeus global abilities, being able to see what the whole team is doing. I think losing some of that identity and what their draft was doing has cost them in this game.
Yeah, I think you've hit a nail on the head there. Well, money talks. They bring it to an even series. We'll see if they can bring it to a victory. In fact, as you join us for game three in a short while.
Yippee! Welcome back to the show match. That is Kobold League Season 4 Mid Division.
5 seconds
It's the lower bracket elimination game between Money Talks and Four Anchors. I'm Art, and I've got Auntie with me.
Radiant team
Um,
pick.
so the series has leveled off. What do you
Dire
think we're
team
going to
back.
see from this third game?
Well, I'll tell you what I'll see. We'll see mostly the same bans because the teams, they've got their strategy laid out for them. They will ban the Zeus on Money Talks for whatever reason. They just don't feel like playing into the Spectre strat again.
10 seconds.
But one hero that does slip through this time is the Treant Protector for Tom Cash.
But you'll notice they have
Radiant team back.
got rid of the Zeus on the side of Money Talks. Kind of interesting. They did pick the Zeus themselves, but maybe
Yeah,
they're like,
maybe they're scared of it into the Treant because he can reveal the invis. It might just be the reason.
yeah, it could be, or maybe they're
10
mad
seconds
that the
remaining.
Zeus spent the whole time farming. Seems an
5
unlikely
seconds
reason,
remaining.
but I'll put it
They've
out there
banned it so
anyway.
that they can't pick it for lane ad again.
Yep.
Because
They're like,
I guess
Laynard, what the fuck were you doing?
Radiant
Team Money is
team
drafting, so I wouldn't put him past him after he was doing a lot of pinging on his Zeus last game.
Yeah, exactly. Luna ban out as well. Seems Money Talk are happy to kind of let the drow through this time.
10
Sorry, I
seconds
mean
remaining.
Four Anchors. They've not chosen to ban like the
5
drow, the
seconds remaining.
PA. They're kind of happy to see Lev play one of those heroes that he likes to pick up on, maybe.
Dire team pick.
Yeah? Yeah, SF
Axe
Drow, the
picked
two
out.
kind of scary heroes at the moment, both untouched so far. Axe, one of the few offlaners that is strong into them, just for the reason where he does get his Blink Blade Mail timing, and then they
10
kind of
seconds remaining.
kill themselves in effect. So I do like this
5 seconds remaining.
as a hero pickup early on when you are leaving that Drown SF untouched from the bans and the early picks.
Yeah, makes sense. I'm a happy Axe enjoyer anyway. I'm sure no trades is as well, but I'll check up what's the situation with that.
Dire
The one
team
downside is it
Oh.
is into a Ringmaster, so they've already got the box save for the call. And this Razor hero, why do I keep seeing this Razor hero? Every time I
Because
see it picked, it looks so terrible.
yeah, but I keep picking it and playing it. They call me Gillette when I play it, so
Oh yeah. Did you win that game, by the way?
no,
Okay. Well, my
I've
hypothesis on
lost a
Razor
few.
being bad is assured by your first-hand evidence. So we'll see if
Yeah,
Wankers
it
and
feels
Felon
good to
can.
like
remaining.
it can feel bad, but it can also feel good to put the enemy carry on a little leash and walk him back to his tower as he slowly dies.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I'm sure
but
it does in the very few situations where that happens.
yeah, I think a lot of the time in the current meta is kind of suffering from maybe needing too much build up, needing too many items, but um I don't know how often. I guess if I guess it'll be a Razor 3 because Void Spirit is probably going to be the 2, right?
Well,
Um
they picked it into the axe, so I think my understanding would be that they're picking this to play it as a lane counter, potentially picking up an aggressive support to go with it, and then punish the axe pick. I I, I think that would be an understandable approach to the draft. That you could argue that they've picked it and
5
can
seconds
flex it to
remaining.
3, but I think picking this, and if they're in that position and saying, "Oh, we're picking our 3 Razor in this position," is a bit of a weird direction to take the draft.
yeah. I will say for Money Talks, No Trades does love Axe. It's one of his most played heroes. Around 200 plus games on it. He's played it recently. He's not been winning, but anything kind of happen when you're on one of your favorite heroes in a close match like this. Um, yeah, I think I do like Razor into some offlane heroes like Tide. It's normally super good. It like what happens with the Tide is he'll come in and ravage and then Razor will just kill him, right? Um, maybe not so much with Axe because he's not relying on hitting you in any way. He's just gonna spin and kill you and you die in his blade mail from all your damage. Um, but like you say, in lane, it's kind of a different story. So if it is this Razor against Axe lane, I think the Axe is gonna struggle to kind of keep pace with what the Razor will manage to do.
What I'd like to see out from Four Anchors is that aggressive support to pair with the Razor that can also build a Lotus Orb this game. I think Lotus is again a good item here. You need to purge for the tree ultimate, you purge for the battle hunger. You can reflect the vengeful spirit spells. So I think that's what I'd be looking for. And is the Magnus pos 3? I'm assuming here because I think it'd be absurd to pick the support Magnus here. So this has got to be a 3 Magnus.
Yeah, I'm not. I think
I don't like this at all.
yeah, but I think it could be the support Magnus, because I
I
know
like
that
that worse.
no, I know you hate it. But I think it could be because what's going on in my head is I have seen that Mark has played Magnus, and maybe he's thinking like, oh, that tiny game, I want that same kind of vibe, but I'm not playing tiny again. I'll play Magnus. And it will mean he'll need some kind of bigger item, like, I don't know, Ags. He'll need that to kind of really be active and make moves on the map. But what I think for rankers, the bit that is kind of hard for me now is what are you using your empower on? Like if they pick some big final carry now, maybe it can be good, but I don't think Razor cares that much about Empower. I don't think Void Spirit really cares about it that much.
I think this has
It
just got to
almost,
be a core Magnus. If this was looking to be a support, I don't know why you wouldn't just pick the Tiny again. It performs the same actions but a lot better in the support role.
yeah, I agree. I'm
So
just
I think it's locked in that this is a core. It could be carry. I think it's more likely to be off lane. Um, and then as for this last pick, I still think I'm looking for a big damage, Lotus building, aggressive support. Maybe a Venomancer would fit the draft I have in my head, but both teams, I mean, Money Talks are banning out carry heroes here, so they do think either this Void Spirit or Magnus are supports here, and they might be right. Like the draft is a little hard to read with how messy I feel it is. The Money Talks draft is a little bit more shored up. It is a carry Venge from Money Talks.
okay. Yeah, I can. I've seen from like I've done draft analysis on Money Talks. I know they can sometimes pick the Venge as like a 5 or 1. I mean, it's a bit more obvious in this draft. It's unlikely to be a support when you have Tree and Hoodwink, unless you want to do a Nomad and send Tree and mid. Um, but okay, so I think it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm.
Still a toss up between the Magnus and Void Spirit for who's a support here. One of them's going mid and one of them's going pos 4 or pos 5 even.
Yeah, I think I'm. If the Magnus isn't pos 2, I think I would be struggling with what they're kind of going to achieve in this draft. I mean, I don't know a lot about Void Spirit as a hero, especially when played support, as I kind of like alluded to in like the last game. But yeah, seeing Void Spirit as a support, I don't know what that's going to offer to this draft. I think Magnus is in this weird spot where that they're great, but they can't play that initiation role. And yeah, this Invoker is a good pickup.
Yeah, Nova Invoker with a bunch of lockdown. They've run it with the Tom Cash Treant beforehand, and it looked pretty good. Obviously, with the Cataclysm coming through, they've got so much lockdown for the Cataclysm on this side. They've got stuns in lanes to set up for just early stun strikes. I really like this.
I must say, I'm worried that maybe Four Anchors tried to do too much with this draft, and now they've kind of backed themselves into a corner of a place where I don't enjoy what their draft is doing. Um,
Right.
again, like
So, in for their credit, they're playing a lane into Venge Treant. You're probably going to want to try and drag waves. So you can just go Boots Rush on this Magnus and try and drag waves. Pretty good hero for doing it with the Skewer to just escape danger. Bryn on the Underlord can maybe just soak up the farm then. So actually the lane is not so bad. And then Housefly on this Razor with Amethyst. Maybe the Ringmaster is there to provide enough extra damage for this Razor to accelerate in the lane, get these early aggressive kills into the axe as we suggested. So it's not completely out of the question that the lanes go in favour of Four Ankons off of these picks. But as far as I've seen from this off-lane matchup for Four Anchors into the Money Talks carry lane, that lane has always seemed like a bit of a bloodbathy kind of lane, not really a drag waves efficiency kind of lane. So we'll have to see if we see something slightly different than the previous two games we've watched.
well, this is it. One of these teams is not going to be playing in the tournament anymore. Will it be crowd favorites, Money Talk, or will the Felons be leaving us? Time to find out over the next 60 minutes or so. Hopefully, it won't be longer than that.
Nah, come on, let's go 120.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, late
Smoke out
smoke
early.
here.
They're going to try and find them around
Yeah, big wrap.
the back.
Seems like they will have a clash here.
I feel like even with this wrap, it still kind of favors Money Talks, but
Lev's all alone.
yeah, Lev has been caught, and just with the sheer amount of damage they get out from pressing those spells, even with the Ringmaster missing the E, which I don't know which spell, if you're going for like the first blood, do you normally take this E on Ringmaster?
Yeah, I think the more recent build style is to go for this dagger. Now that it's got the charges, it's actually very efficient for trading in lane, and it's a slow for the first blood, whereas the whip actually can sometimes speed them away from you when you're trying to get the kill.
Yeah, got you. Well,
This mid
Lev,
lane will be a little interesting, I think. Nova will need to get some stun strikes off on the side lanes, and I think that his team does have the setup for it. But the Void Spirit's a
he
lot
loves
better at
to do that
rotating
as well.
around, right?
Yeah, I think he loves to do that, and I think like with a Avenge stun, even just like Tom Cash hitting someone and getting a few seconds of stun, even just the slow from the Battle Hunger, there'll be plenty of opportunities where the Sunstrike will be available to nab some of those kills, secure some of those kills, as you might say.
Keep an eye on these lanes. It looks like Tom Cash kills the sentry off in his small camp at perfect timing, so Mark doesn't get the block off, and doesn't have the skewer level 1 either. So Tom Cash very happy to just walk in and get some clicks on.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure, like, the Magnus Shockwave, is this what you do on the support build? Like,
So I can see why. Underlord doesn't really have a range creep secure, so taking the Shockwave for the Magnus does provide that for this lane. You get the early CS lead. Mid lane Nova's maybe in a bit of trouble.
yeah.
Gets away with
Shenwar's
it.
getting him quite low already, just
Oh, blood
keeping him
grenade.
away from the creeps.
I don't know if that blood grenade hit or not there on Tom Cash. Or whether that was his own one that he just accidentally popped on top of his eye. I think that might be more likely, unfortunately.
Your anger is useless here.
We are going to get a pause. We'll do a little bit of an update from the Sweat Div game. Hull's Angels, spoiler alert, did win over Fish Stitch in game 3.
I was gonna say because when it was still running at the start of this match, I was thinking how is this still running based on just what we'd seen, but yeah, good that kind of.
Fish Dish put up a fight though.
I won't
but
show my
ultimately it wasn't
bias,
enough.
but let's go, Rose! Whoa!
Okay, yeah, calm it down. We're paused, we're in a chill moment of the game. Underlord's
sorry.
baking a pizza. You can't be that excited for someone that's not in the game here. This is also a
I'm
crazy game
excited.
here, Alice.
I know. I am excited to see how this one goes because the first 2 games have really offered us such like exciting back and forth. There were times when it was kind of hard to know who was gonna win.
Yeah.
But let's see. Let's see how this one goes.
This top lane is the one I'm most interested in how this eventually plays out once they get a couple levels. The bot lane I think is I mean, it's just a bit of a wild one with this Mark Magnus. We'll see if Mark can actually pull something off here. Might find himself a courier. He's just de-warding, okay. You've got to do your job first before you look for any extras, any freebies.
So Housefly, I think already we're kind of seeing the Axe is managing to get more out of this lane than we were initially anticipating. I think the Ringmaster, the kind of slow, the fear and stuff, like it works really well with the plasma field and static link, but they need to they're probably going to start being a bit more aggressive with it when the Razor maybe gets level 3.
Yeah.
He's going to start sucking him as he picks up the cookie. They have got the fear out, and that is exactly the sort of thing I was looking for. It didn't take level 3 to manage it, but running away from a plasma field,
stepping up a bit too far.
Yeah, he thought he could contest the cookie there, but the Ringmaster, he had his spells ready. He knew exactly what was going to happen, and running away from a plasma field is probably not going to go your way most of the time when he's already kind of pulling all the damage from you.
I think they could have killed Mark there. I'm pretty sure he was in range for the stun from Venge, but instead Team Money is just going to be spamming the armor on his mid laner. That's mid laners hate playing against treants that just spam armor.
Yeah, classic Boarfest. What happened to my 1v1? Oh, they found Tom Cash. They pulled him back towards the tower, but there's not going to be enough distance for it there. Bryn doesn't have any mana in order to bring down the Firestorm. They are going to turn instead. Let's run for the Magnus. And the Sunstrike was in a perfect place for when the stun stopped and that Mark started walking back towards his tower. Nice kill there, worked well with the Invoker.
Yeah, I'm yet to see this Magnus try and drag some creep waves. I really think these teams both need to look into some of how those mechanics work really for these lanes, because in all 3 games, the lanes where I've expected them to do it, they've just been face tanking, and it's been a bit of a bloodbath. No Trade's in trouble again. Housefly with the link.
Yeah, I think this is more of the stuff you were kind of expecting from this lane, I'd say.
Crazy blood grenade usage, but might get the whip
Oh
kill.
wow!
So close.
It was a 10 HP, and the Hoodwink turns around and uses the Bushwhack just in time, managing to bring down the Ringmaster in what looked like it was going to be an axe kill.
Yeah, they switched up targets. They kind of went on different targets a little bit, and it did cost them. Lane had managed to find the return.
Yeah, good spell usage there. Axe had plenty of tangos. He's just slowly healing back up. I don't think there's much of note happened in the mid lane since that early sort of skirmish that brought them closer. Looks like the Razor has. Oh, he's pulling him again. Just
The
a little
train
bit
arm is
amount of
too
damage to
strong.
Axe. Dropping off again. Oh, here
Sunstrike.
comes the Sunstrike in perfect spot again.
That was
Mark has
very nice.
died. Why are you giving Nova Invoker?
Yeah, and the Tomcash Treant as well slips through, so they're on some comfortable heroes here for game 3.
Yeah, they're loving life on the side of Money Talks. Oh, and they've managed to get the pushback up onto the Razor. He's still got
The
a Battle
Forge
Hunger on top
Spirit
of him.
tanks up the Remnant.
Damn. Mark trying to make something happen mid, but nothing really coming of it. X-Gen Wars does get the Invis Rune, but he has no mana to do anything with it. Yeah, and as expected, kind of pops it again.
Yeah, some would say that was no luck but skill for that Forge Spirit summon to tank up the Remnant. Maybe a little bit lucky with which side it spawns on, but maybe Invoker players know that kind of thing down to a T, so
Yeah.
you can't expect much
kind
less from the Nova Invoker.
Yeah. So the Razor build, he's gone with like 2 levels Plasma, 2 levels Static Link. It's 3 levels in Plasma now. Is there no like
Bottom tower is under
desire from you maybe to take the Storm Surge just from like, you know, Axe is targeting you with a spell? It's just a free bit of clapback. It's
I think
just
Housefly is thinking further into the future. He's going to be looking to farm up a Storm, and he's just going to be maxing the Plasma field so that he can clear creeps as fast as possible. I think that's all that goes into it. This little chip damage from the Storm Surge is not worth sacrificing the farming speed outside of the laning stage.
yeah, makes sense.
And it's going to be a long laning stage. The lanes are all remaining quite stable here. And with an Invoker on one side, there's not really going to be big rotations out from the Money Talks side. X-Gen Wars with the level 6, maybe it's up to him to try and break these lanes up.
Yeah, I think we could definitely see like maybe some more movement from the Ringmaster, but I think oh, here comes the TP up the top from X-Gen Wars. He is going for that.
Does
As
he
you
get
kind of
juked out a
alluded
bit here by
to.
the squirrel? Leonard,
Blink's running away. No,
it's not
just
enough.
the Plasma Field and the Remnant just stopping that pesky squirrel from getting away.
Bot lane, they might look to turn this onto Mark. The swap is ready.
Yep, Mark is suffering. The Sunstrike comes out, but it's just for show as they've already finished him off. Yeah, I think Nova is just taking full advantage of that space that he's been offered as X-Gen Wars TP top, and Nova's just like, well, I'll farm the jungle, I'll take some stuff.
Yeah, just drop a meteor on the creep wave, farm it up, get to your timings. Assumedly going the meteor hammer build? Yes, he is.
Is that one of your favorites?
I mean, I don't know if I can do an Invoker impression, but it's also just not one of my favorites, so I think I'd be doing myself an injustice. A little bit quiet, really, in the top lane, actually. What the hell was that spin at AoE? How did Housefly get hit by that?
Yeah,
I actually have no idea.
Oh.
He was so far away.
Oh, here comes X-Gen Wars just in time to get up on this squirrel. Again, there is going to be a TP from the Invoker who sends out the Tornado Sunstrike.
Mistimes it on Nova.
Yeah, did actually mistime it. The Underlord from Bryn is coming in behind, managed to get the big root down, and from that they will kill Nova Invoker. They're still chasing up this Axe. He's sort of like running towards the Underlord, knowing he can't get away, but just the Razor following him around, giving him a whip.
Yeah, this missed time on Nova was massively costly. I think maybe should have been doing a bit of demo mode before they started here. Yeah, we've
Yeah,
given him
usually
enough
want to get
praise
those
here,
runs.
Alice. We
Yeah.
can, but he made a critical mistake there.
What a noob. He's thinking about like his victory speech after this game. He's going crazy.
And I think we're seeing how this X-Gen Wars Void Spirit, it's the onus is on him to disrupt the game state, and it's working.
Yeah, so far, although again, I wish there was just like a bit more
Mark in the
aggression to
bot
stop
lane.
this act from having a game. Mark suffering. Lev tries to get himself a bit of a shield with the swap, but it's not going to be enough to stop him from falling to Amethyst, who was on hand to serve things up there.
Dire's middle tower is
Pushwhacking on the Razor on top just to annoy him more. Yeah, I mean, this Axe has managed to pull like 50 last hits out of this lane. It's still just like farming.
Is now what's bad on the axe. The Razor Pick has actually worked for once. The first time I've seen it work.
under attack.
He's not going to bother following up with the leash there, even though he knows he's not got the Bushwhack. Where's the
Left
network?
Vengeful Spirit's
Oh.
still top now Earth though.
Yeah, I think maybe the Axe has that debuff I have where you get less gold when you're in the game or something.
Dire's bottom
Potentially, yeah.
is under attack.
I guess he's going Blade Mail first. It looks like X-Gen Wars is coming around the back here. They will see them on this ward. Amethyst is joining in. They're both moving back to safety. An aggressive ward in response. In a nice aggressive spot. Would have spotted any kind of stacks they got off there, but not much to see.
Lane ads.
Continuing to be aggressive. Leonard doesn't want to see these wards stuck here.
He wants to deward it, but he can't. He's
No, but
here
we'll
hanging
join.
around.
Leaving the
maybe
little remnant path to stop them.
A Mexican standoff, some would say, but maybe in your favor if you just waste X-Gen Wars' time. Although now Nova with
here
the finished
comes the
meteor.
hammer. He drops him down, but in the meantime, X-Gen Wars jumps up onto Leonard, who is stuck at the back. He does manage to get away with his sharpshooter.
Mark has the 6.
Mark's jumping in, he's got the RP, he does bring it in. The Axe is the only one who is caught. Invoker is still running away, but here comes Underlord on the back to try and punish him. He's got the Sunstrike. It was so close to hitting one of them. They're both walking away. The Ghost Walk is up as well. They're still going to keep chasing Tom Cash underneath this tower, and they're going to find him as well. The Razor just managing to push that out.
It's kind of
Mark
working
only
here.
managed to catch.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Yeah,
attack.
it is. Unfortunately, they didn't manage to catch the Hoodwink there.
Yeah.
And Mark only managed to get the RP on the Axe, which has obviously been good in the end. Another Meteor, and he's
Another missed time from Nova.
Over here, they're trying to get on Amethyst. He will be broken. It is Mark who is going to push the Axe away as they jostle over this XP rune. He does manage to get it. Lever's come in and had to swap himself out in order to get that shield. The Razor is running riot. Manages to kill off Leonard. And here comes P-Money with a big ult onto this Razor. They're going to call in with the Axe as well. And here comes the Meteor as Housefly is kind of...
He's living
stuck in
through
place and has to
everything.
back off. Yeah.
They dropped so
And it's-
much on him, it's just not enough.
Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's middle tower is
Escape
under
Act.
attack.
Always a fun spell to have.
Axe really could do with a Blade Mail and maybe a Blink as well at this point.
In the midst of all that, they did manage to get that tier 1 top tower, and it looks like Bryn is going to be pulling this creep wave around as well. He wants to destroy that as quick as
Mid
possible,
lane.
as Money Talks kind of group up for this mid lane. Lev does manage to catch Marker with the stun. They're looking at X-Gen Wars as well. There is no ult on the Treant.
Radiant's
Probably just go
bottom tower
back
is
to
under
farm, and it
attack.
seems that no trades has showed up here. Probably seeking out a slightly
Blade Mail's
safer
flying
place to
out.
farm.
But there's no way to
Doesn't
get on
have
top of these
blink.
heroes. Yeah, slightly odd one.
Yeah, Bryn is still behind that tower. He's got the siege creep now. It's probably gonna go down unless they commit. Here comes the meteor hammer. Does time it right this time. The escape act is waiting behind. Leonard's charging up, and nope, manages to dodge it. Knew exactly what was going on.
Does have to be careful now on extra mods. His spells are all on cooldown.
Are scanning.
Yeah, they tried to get out the Wheel of Wonder there on Nova, but
Radiant's bottom tower has
again,
fallen.
just walking away from it as they continue skirmishing there.
Meanwhile, Bryn has just been farming it up, but they're still looking for fights in this mid lane. All mid once again this game.
Oh, here comes down the Sunstrike as well with the... Oh, and Money Talks Tom Cash comes around the back. Just
Mark,
gets that ult off, and
RP.
here comes the RP onto two of them. Nova is caught in the middle of it. He is low. Here comes Bryn as well. Bryn with the Fiend's Gate and then getting down the Pit of Malice. That means that Nova is going to go down as well as his good friend, the Hoodwink.
Yeah, on
In
the
the
other side
midst
of the
of
map
that-
as well. Yeah, the Razor gets another kill on this axe. Even with the blade mail, he shows up in lane and just gets walked like a dog.
Yeah. Let me walk you back to your tower, and I'll kill you in the meantime.
And speaking of the dogs, they're in the twin
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
series to this, aren't they? Playing at some point. So potentially, if they win that, playing against the winners of this series, I believe.
Yeah, I will just...
You'll
Double
verify
check
that
it.
fact. Yeah, I'm not making that up,
Yeah,
but
yeah, I'll
we can
just-
check
I'll
that.
just- I in no way doubt you, for what it's worth. But...
Good.
Let's see. Yeah, so Dogs and Greg's play, and then the result of that is whoever wins that will play the winner of this. Still all up in the air, could go either way. Razor is feeling quite good, I think. Bryn's feeling quite good, despite what may be happening to like No Trades, who has had a suffering game as you kind of predicted.
Lev is the saving grace, though. This vengeful spirit. It's a gradual ramp, but it gets pretty strong, pretty tanky. And the Ags is on the horizon for Lev. Its next item has the Specialist's Array and the Manta Style finished. And if there was a game for a Manta Style, I'd be pretty happy with a Manta Style in this one. I expect nothing less than an RP dodge at least once this game from Lev with the Manta.
Yeah, again, the mag has blink now. I don't like the mag initiation. I think after some jumps up onto the illusion there from
Yeah,
the-
Lanead struggling to kill that illusion a little bit.
Yeah. I think you, although you have the blink, you can kind of jump in, you can initiate. You will struggle against like a Venge Hoodwink. They can very easily kind of stop you. Looks like they're trying to find Tom Cash. Gets the blink in. Oh, skewers up into no one, but it's okay because they've still got the Remnant on him, and Razor will come in as well. Static Link, just finish him off. That was a few TPs top to manage to find Tom Cash. No Trades is only like 300 off his blink. He'll be feeling a lot better when he gets that.
Yeah, this might be the timing they want to play off. I expect he'll get the blink timing, and hopefully I'll see him smoke up with the Hoodwink and look for a kill onto the Razor. I think it would be ideal.
Are they going to run into Nova here?
It might run into Lev.
Oh, yeah, they have found Lev. Still got the RP. Could just use it. Lev manages to stun him out because he knows exactly what's coming. He manages to swap himself out as well, but the Razor's got him on a chain. Bryn comes out as well, just in case, to finish it up. Looks like he has finished his Ags as well.
Yeah, Bryn is also pretty huge this game. Has just been basically AFK in the spot lane once again.
Exactly what I want to see. Exactly what I want to see. We're going to cut up the map and we're going to control it. We're going to get rid of your tower because you aren't touching ours with that axe. and then we're going to control the rest of this map. We're going to play this game exactly how we want to play it. Combos coming out from Nova.
Yeah, little
He's-
mini miracle there. Sunstrike.
Oh, the
It's on the
Sunstrike,
mark.
he knew exactly what was going. Sends out the tip as well. Oh,
No
here comes
trades.
the blink. They've managed to count X-Gen Wars, but here comes Mark running in with the skewer and blink and RP in them. 2 will fall on the side of Money Talks.
Lev's fighting up against the
here
Razor
has been
though.
summed up by Lev. Oh, I don't think this damage is going to work out the way you think it is.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Housefly giving away a hefty bit of gold to Lev.
Radiant
Yeah,
structures
the Razor may be staying slightly too long,
bottom tower.
and you don't really want to throw away a lead as a tempo carry. Really, this Razor wants to stay with the net worth lead at all points in the game.
Yeah, and he's still holding on to it for now, but I think it's going to shift quickly if, you know, they allow Lev to have some of this space. Now that he's got, like, Specialist Array and he's got Manta, he's kind of pushing in. He's trying to make that same amount of space here. X-Gen Wars has noticed and is kind of pinging it out. He wants support to try and attack this.
Looking for Lev.
They know Mark. Yep. I think he's gonna find him. Here comes the ult from the Underlord as well. Lev's gonna swap out, get that shield, and manage to stun out X-Gen Wars, which is gonna lead to his demise. Prince
Probably
Ag's coming in handy
pretty happy.
again there. Yeah, I think I would be pretty happy with that trade as well, to be honest. You've just killed our Razor. We'll just shut you down for a little bit.
I actually was suggesting the opposite way. Lev gets to take out a hero on his way out in a game where they're slightly behind and he needs the gold to catch up.
Oh, you thought it was more of a... Yeah, I guess that makes...
Yeah, I think it was a Money Talks favorite trade, in theory.
Radiant are scanning.
But this axe, the blink reveal was pretty successful last time. Let's see if we can get another nice one in.
Towards this Tormentor.
Team Money's got the vision. He sees them all.
Invis on Mark. He's going to pull this axe. He's going to RP him, skewer him back in towards his Razor. Bryn is going to use the pit as well. There's no help. Here comes the Cataclysm. Oh. Manages to miss hitting them, but Lev jumps in, manages to kill the Magnus, who was slowly retreating.
Nova's on the back.
Nova's here on the back. He finds the Razor. Oh, Nova's going to end up dying, but Lev is coming in and kills off the Razor, who was trying to run away. There's not... His spell's still on
Lainard.
cooldown right now. The Bushwhack, he's going to find the Underlord with the Bushwhack. Here comes Lev. He still has his spells. The root is down. It's going to stop Tom Cash from getting any closer. He's very low. Here comes Lev. He's hitting him. He's hitting them again. His spells are down. He's got swap in 3 seconds if he can manage to keep it. No, it's just Bryn using that ult to get a pit off onto Lev. I think he'll be happy they managed to kill Lev there, to be honest.
X-Gen was going a bit crazy mode in this fight, actually. Really cleaning up all of the Money Talks heroes.
Yeah, they'll be glad that the axe kind of didn't manage to have impact across that fight, just because Mark was already taking him out, dragged him away out of formation from his team.
Yeah, I think nice choice from Mark to just drop the RP on the axe. They know that he's kind of the glue at the moment for the Money Talks lineup. They need him to get in on top of the heroes for the Invoker and the potentially the Lev Venge if he's there to follow up onto.
Dire are scanning.
Tormentor.
Objective-based gaming. Let's get the Tormentor for Mark.
Sunstrike. Yeah, nice try, but these heroes are pretty healthy.
Dire's middle tower
Yeah, it's an early enough Tormentor with enough damage to spread across them. What's the next power spike that Money Talks will be kind of thinking about here?
For
We
Money
were waiting
Talks.
for the axe blink, and it kind of happened.
Yeah, I mean, he's building into a BKB. I don't know how much that really is going to change the fights. Blink Dagger on the horizon for the tree is maybe significant, but I don't know. The Money Talks power spikes seem a bit few and far between. They're all building into BKBs against the The Underlord pits may be a necessity, but there is the RP they've got to be scared of. I think the power spike here for Money Talks at this point is just surviving the onslaught from 4 anchors until the Venge can really get online.
Yeah, makes sense. I think, I mean, this Magnus is going to try and build the Ags early. I think if Money Talks were playing smart, they would be able to stop some initiation from the Magnus until he gets that BKB. But they're searching for Tom Cash again.
Yeah, I think this is
He's gonna find
exactly.
him. He skews him right out.
But I think this is exactly what you want as 4 anchors, as they're maybe going to find Housefly. Or has Housefly found them? No trades.
Still got the static link. Oh, he's been caught in. Will be saved by
Marks in.
that escape. Active Marks in. Manages to catch Nova. They'll be very happy if they manage to get him. There's not much he can do. The Razor doing a lot of damage and the fire as well.
I was just going to praise the Treant for making a lot of space for his team, but the Power Rangers TPs come through to the mid lane as their carry's threatened. And they turn it into a kill onto the Invoker nonetheless, so unfortunately space not created. Or space not taken advantage of, maybe.
Yeah.
Well,
and they know exactly where this Venge is. They know where this Venge is, and they're like, we're going to get her. Mark blinks in. I think he's going to... No, he manages to get himself away. The neutrals with the big stun.
Does have the Axe.
The Venge illusion swaps out onto the Hoodwink. The Axe has jumped in and manages to get the call. Oh, he tries to dunk. Is not getting a kill off on anyone. X-Gen Wars is still alive. Very low, but alive. Razor still wants more. He's moving in towards Tom Cash and is going to kill him. This Underlord Pit is doing a lot in these fights as well, just to control that area. They knew Nova wasn't going to be in a position to fight this early. They were happy to just, like, get up on Lev. They saw where he was on the ward around the bottom right. And they knew he would continue farming back towards the safety of his base, but the response from Money Talks was never going to be enough compared to, like, the amount of just sheer warfare they were putting on top of Lev there.
Yeah, it's a tough one. It's pretty tricky to save Lev. The overgrowth came through after basically the whole team had already died. It's, again, just looking like 4 anchors in Felon's game. They're just completely in their control at this point. And the Razor, I mean, let's check in with how his items are doing. He's got to finish Mjolnir. Wonder if we'll be seeing the BKB out from him at some point. But it will be a Butterfly first, looks like it. I was expecting maybe more of a BKB Satanic line, similar to how we saw in the previous games, in terms of staying ahead, but different vision for the game.
Yeah, I think the BKB really allows you to take control of the game in terms of, like, how much more you can survive those fights, especially when you can just get bursts from all directions with, like, Invoker.
I think it's mostly the Invoker and then the stuns coming through. Obviously the BKB ineffective against the Overgrowth and the Axe Call, so potentially why he's avoiding it, maybe in favor of other items. But then I'd like to see him go towards the Satanic, right? For the extra purge for potentially the Overgrowth when it comes through.
Yeah, or maybe he's just an absolute chad.
That is, I'd not consider that option. It's certainly possible. Smoke on smoke here.
Mark. Oh, manages to use the Tumbler's Toy as well to jump in, but the Axe Call is back in response, and the Meteor comes down. Bryn is coming in. The Cataclysm hits onto all of them. The Axe is going to fall as part of this. Not managing to save Lev there, as he's stuck in the middle. Razor has a lot of damage, and he can just right-click everyone he wants to. Tom Cash is going to go down as well. It's only Nova managing to survive this.
It just feels like they get stuck in the pit with a Razor with no way to escape.
Yeah, I think the pit is just creating so much area control, and it kind of reminds me of the first game where Lev just kind of didn't have a position where he could like get into the fight. He was kind of just stuck as that drow. I think like X-Gen Wars can just jump on top of him here as well. And when he's got the pit behind him, and there's always the threat of like the Razor coming in, the Magnus, just whatever, backing him up, you can, yeah, you're gonna struggle to like really have impact in the fights. And I think on top of that, having the Ringmaster, so you can like almost jump in guilt free.
Yeah, the box. I was
As
going
he
to
can
say
save
the
you.
box to save from any like cool turnaround that's going to come through is. It just feels like their tools are just answered by 4 anchors.
Yeah, I think the draft has really achieved what it's out to do here.
And look,
Well,
Money
the smoke
Talks,
helps.
they have the Cataclysm combos. Like, there is a chance Tom Cash finds a crazy overgrowth into Cataclysm to start, but they're starting on Lev.
Yeah, they found him. They're bringing him
Overgrowth.
back, and there is the RP, but Lev is just going to right-click this mag. Here comes out the Cataclysm, but it's not going to hit any of them as they manage to get away in time. The Magnus is just walking away. Lev is already dead and has lost a lot of his damage in his Axe form.
Illusion, yeah.
They're just going to have to back away. I think, yeah, during that fight, Lev just started hitting the Magnus over and over. And the Magnus was like, okay, well, if you want to hit me, I'll just RP you. I don't care about any more of your team. The rest of my team's here. Your team's, missing somewhere else.
Yeah, off in the woods somewhere, yeah.
Yeah.
And the Invoker are not Cataclysming at the same time as the Triol, and it ends up meaning that none of the Cataclysm Sunstrikes hit at all. You're maybe questioning now, like, are Money Talks just not coordinating their moves?
Yeah, it's something I actually spoke about before the game. I kind of spoke about it with Tom in the interview I did for the blog, just dropping the blog. But there was kind of like not really a skill problem with Money Talks because they've beaten people who are higher MMR. They're capable of it. I mean, we've seen it in this series, but sometimes the execution can just be a little bit off. And I think that's what you've just picked up on. Is some of this execution is just lacking.
I mean, individually, we've seen some great plays mechanically out from these players, but yeah, it's just as it comes together, it's not quite looking all there for them at the moment. Perhaps with some more Corey coaching, that can be resolved. But for now, 17k lead for the 4 anchors in this elimination game.
So Lev has finished up his Hydra's Breath, which
No trades.
does a lot of damage. Oh, they managed to blink in. They have stopped the Magnus from being able to skewer the axe away, but he's already caught, and he's gonna die as well. Mark does sacrifice his life for that in using his axe. Razor's coming in. Bryn has already used the huge pit to stop any kind of movement towards helping
No
Lev, who
trades.
has died.
Again, a
Oh,
pit.
House Flight is going to be caught. No, the pit just stops them from making any further moves. And
They
yeah,
just can't
no
move.
trade is
Like-
just... They can't move, and no trades is just taking dot damage. He can't blink back in. He can't affect anything. Housefly just gets to walk away there, and I guess that's why he doesn't need a BKB either.
Yeah, trust in the pit. Look at this Underlord build, by the way. This Bryn Underlord is going crazy style with the Octarine core. That's why there's so many pits in these fights.
Hell yeah. Now we're talking.
We'll see a refresher on him next, maybe? How many
Underlord is
pits?
so
How many
handsome.
pits can you put down? Smoke move.
How many Venn diagrams can you make? Mark's first still got the RP, and he's got that Horn Toss now. They
Yeah.
don't have vision up on the high ground. They are going to find Tom Cash. They're just going to bring him down nice and easy. Another death for him on the leaderboard.
Steps out under a sentry that was in the lane, and they immediately spring into action here. Looking for Roche now.
Yeah, they'll be super happy that the Roche is moving down to their side of the map. Again, I like, you know, these different sides. The Radiant team don't even have like a tier 2 tower, either mid or bot, so contesting this would be like nigh on impossible.
Yeah, I do
And
think it would be their best chance to get back into the game, though, to be honest. But with the Treant
they're
dead,
just
maybe it's too hard. And the
yeah,
Roche
they're
is
just not
dropping
in a
too
good
quick.
position for it.
Bryn and Lev are very close. Does he see him? Not quite.
I restore my connection.
Bryn's happy, vibing in his lane.
Yep, but now his team are going to come disrupt that piece. Up to the top lane they go. Assumedly to try and just take out this Tormentor.
Yeah, Tormentor. I think it's like the script writing itself again. You've got the Tormentor here, you've got the tier 2 tower.
They go for the tier 2 first, looks like.
They probably just forgot the Tormentor exists. They're all running off adrenaline of beating Money Talks. They know they are the Argentinians of the bracket when they are beating Money Talk.
I suppose so, in some sense.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Mark's standing at the front, nice and confident. He's got his horn toss, he wants to use it.
Attack.
And just let this razor hit. But now,
Hopefully
doesn't want to
not
give
a
out his
repeat
powers.
of the tiny dive that we saw him do previously. Maybe some patience from Mark is required. Tornado.
Caught in the glaive as well. You know, the Tornado doesn't manage to catch anyone. Razor's just going to move away from that EMP as well. He has finally been given the Empower. Hitting it. Pits around.
Yeah, just making some space here with the pits. But Mark,
Yep,
what a
Mark managed
catch.
to jump in. Horn toss. Pulls Lev out. Oh my, the Cataclysm is going to come in, but it's not going to hit anyone again. Razor is sucking onto Lev. Oh,
They're
and
kiting
Lev
him.
has been pushed
They're
back
kiting
into
him.
his illusion form. Oh, they managed to blink in and catch him. That's going to be his Aegis gone, pushing as many of them away as they can. They
Swap.
Razor back in. There's no BKB on him, but the save is going to be out there from the Ringmaster. He's still stuck in the
RP.
middle. In comes Mark's RP, pulling Lev out. Lev will fall for a second time. Mark's still alive on 100 HP. Bryn
And
dropping
Bryn
the
is
pits,
so big.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
sending Shiva guards in.
It looked a little dicey there for a little bit. Housefly getting kited up. Luckily, it did have that Aegis in tow. And they do connect the Cataclysm actually with an Axe Call on top of this Void Spirit. So they find one kill out of their Wombo combo.
There is no overgrowth on tree if there is a buyback from Lev. He might leave it, but I think they're probably just going to take the final racks with this. Mark is looking like he wants to jump in again. He's going to empower the Razor. He is very low HP, but, you know, he sees it and he wants it. He's going to jump in, horn toss him back, skewer. They're just going to... The Razor isn't even bothered about killing Tom Cash. He's just going to pull him back.
He doesn't even waste a mana on a plasma field. He just clicks him
Yeah.
a couple times. Not worth
Okay,
it.
trees brought back. Still no overgrowth for 30 seconds. Lev does have buyback. He's got 3k gold. He's been thinking about this BKB that he's wanted for a while, but
Interesting buyback from Tom Cash. Maybe not required here. Forank is respecting it though. They're flying back to their side of the map.
Bryn has a Scythe of Vice also, so now if he just like jumps in with that pit, ends up behind someone, and can just Scythe of Vice them as well.
I don't even think it's necessary. Bryn doesn't need any more items at this point. He's 5k net worth above the enemy carry.
Such a handsome Underlord.
I'll get you a little zoom in on the skin here, if that's what you were referring to.
Yeah, the skin's okay. Just Underlord, wherever he wears, is pretty good. Okay, pinging out the Torn. Next Gen Wars is sick of this nonsense. Just wants his team to come together for a Torn.
28,000 gold lead.
I think it's as good as done, right?
Alright, I need you to predict the percentage on the Gaben graph.
Of win percentage?
Yes, what are we
I
looking
think
at?
I think it's got to be at
Are we
least
sub 10?
92.
92, okay, let's have a look.
I would be shocked if it's
99%.
okay. Yeah, I think I would love to say that there's another opportunity for like some kind of big fight to come out, but I think even if the axe blinks in and catches a couple of heroes, I think he's still just too weak to survive the fight. And then after that, maybe the Sunstrike, Cataclysm, whatever you want to say. I just don't think it's soon enough at this point in the game. There's just too many tanky heroes. And they
Even
don't
this
have that
Magnus
same kind of
has
catch.
2.6k health.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a struggle. And I think by the time you try and do something, the Underlord is already there on your backline, stopping you from doing anything further. Yeah.
It's high ground time. This is where they could throw it if there is any chance that it would happen.
Let's see them.
Tom Cash not making the mistake of stepping up, but
Yeah,
Mark
here
with the
comes Mark.
catch. It's onto
Jumps
the
in,
axe.
pulls out the axe. He is forced to use the BKB just to survive and walk away.
Mark somehow pulling these heroes out of a hat, to be honest. How is he catching these cores every time?
He's ready to do it again at any moment. He has got the horn toss in 5 seconds.
Their push is not hugely quick. They might need to, send the Bryn signal out and get him down here to stand on the high ground. Money Talk's making a big rap play though. They're looking for the backline.
Here they go. Maybe they're just going to find Mark. Mark is skewing towards. Ends up getting the RP out. Oh, and the axe does manage to find Housefly on the back. Here comes
Nova
the Underlord of
refresher.
Bryn. He's made a big Venn diagram on the floor. They're going to kill out the axe. The Lev is just stuck as a sheep behind Underlord. Nova is trying to have a
Lev's doing
1v1 with
damage.
Housefly, but it's not going to lead to much. Yeah, Lev is doing a lot of damage with that Hydra's Breath. He is going to fall to the Razor. Here he is a second time. He's got the stun, but he's been
Nova.
hexed again. He's just stuck as a sheep. Hitting them again. Nova's come around to try and help him. Lev has bought back. Nova is going to fall. He's got no buyback. There's
Where the hell
another
did
pit
Tom
on the
Cash
floor.
go? He's so far away here. No trades.
The BKB is going to be back on the axe in 5 seconds.
It might
Mark
all
is
be
here.
here on no trades, finding a crazy call. Maybe you ask Lev to bait for it. It's tough. Mark.
Mark.
Luckily for Money Talks, he gets interrupted.
Big pit. Going to let him just hit that tower. Lev doesn't really want to be just swapping this Razor and just getting caught out by the Magnus as the rest of the team beats on him.
It just might be something you have to try, to be honest. Send the Venge in a precarious position with a swap, and then just make the situation where the axe gets a crazy 3-man call. They're looking for Lev though.
Still holding here. The Razor is going to act as bait. 3 heroes behind him smoked. Horn toss. RP is going to be off cooldown soon at around the same time that Nova's coming back up.
Yeah,
The
look at
Rosh
the
is going
patience
to be
here.
back in 3 seconds. So I think they might well just wait that out, not risk any kind of throw. I think if they knew how far ahead they were, they might not be so patient.
Oh. Yeah, watch where you're walking. Hey, I'm walking here. Well, they will spot out the Roches moving towards the bot pit, so it's an Aegis timer. And Money Talks I think they're just going to be carrying their base for the duration of it.
I think if you go outside anywhere in that base, there's nowhere you can hide from the
It's going
Underlord.
to be the Roar,
Oh,
and now
they've
the
got
Money
smoke
Talk
out.
Surge comes through.
Is this it? Is this the play that we were all
This is
hoping
it.
for?
This has got to go well for Money Talks.
Marcus stood there waiting. He's
He's going
thinking
to pop
about
a
it.
smoke.
In blinks Team Money. He's not managing to find anyone, and Nova, even though he runs in and BKBs, here comes the axe call finally. He catches it on 2 heroes, but again, the damage just isn't there. Mark is the only one who is low. He uses the RP on nobody, but it doesn't matter because Lev was caught inside that pit. And even though he died, he managed to die quickly twice, and they are going to call it GG. Money Talks is gone. I'm sure they'll have a lot to say about that one. They did put up a good
When don't
fight.
they?
Yeah, they did put up a good fight in the end. They gave us a good series. Yeah, I think it was a good game.
Yeah, some high octane games throughout the series. All three actually pretty exciting to watch. 4 Anchors really pulling it out there. I think this Mark Magnus. I was a massive hater in the draft. I didn't think it would work, but he made it. He made it look very good. He always found the core catches with the skewer backs. In the lane, it was very good. Like with the paired with the Bryn Underlord. Congratulations to 4 Anchors who will be playing. Who was it? Alice, remind me. The winner between.
It's the winner between Nintendogs and getting rolled every game.
So exciting series to come. But for tonight, I believe that's it for us.
Yeah, we'll skip on the interviews. I'll post it in the blog. I'll speak to some of the Muddy Talks, maybe some of the 4 Anchors guys. We'll see what their thoughts were across that series, which was an exciting one for us. Thank you everyone for joining us. I hope you had an exciting time too with me and Auntie. Any other closing thoughts?
Back to the drawing board for Corey. Unlucky coach.
Yeah.
Next season,
L
coach. Yeah. That's it for us. Good night.
Cool. Thank you. Good night.